This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening, everybody. Just a couple minutes after 7. This is our Everybody's Tired, our first post-Phoenix Pride show, where, in my case, sunburn and peel is in full effect.
I'm pleasant, damn it.
Now.
Now I see it.
Oh, why, were you blind a few minutes ago?
No, I mean, I noticed.
No, we think a new chunk just fell off. I think a
across
new
your
chunk.
forehead.
Yeah, every year. I never learn. I've 20 years of doing this damn thing, and I just don't
Still
think...
haven't found sunblock?
Still haven't. I'm kind of opposed to sunblock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, anyhow.
It might be time.
Was there an incident?
No, I just like... Humanity has lived for billions of years.
It's a true story.
I guess since the Flintstones documentary. They've lived a long time without sunblock, and then all of a sudden a lot of diseases came up that all of a sudden they figured out needed sun. I don't know, it's just a lot. It's a big debate back and forth.
We've also done a lot of things to our environment and our atmosphere. So, tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I think once a year it won't hurt you.
Yeah.
So anywho, here we are. It's
I also remember the orange years, so...
Yeah. Full effect.
Clayton McKee, the orange days.
Yeah, I was Tan Mom's brother.
Oh, you can't kill evil, but it looks like you can
tan it. That's right. Anywho, if we are a little less than energetic, you'll understand why. It was a big weekend for one and all here in the Phoenix area. Thank you all for participating with us. But who has made it out of the dark? Kat Carlson, Al Perkins, and myself.
Here we are.
Marnie Ryer wanted to be here tonight. However, she has duty calls. She has some work things that unfortunately make her go clear across the valley in both directions, and she can't get here. So
it may be good because she'd probably be goddamn chipper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we'd want to kill her.
We'd have to fucking kill her.
We're going to sacrifice this one to the pride gods.
Maybe so. Anyway, it's just going to be us and you in the chat room. Thank you all for being in there. Aaron from LA, Joe D, Jenny's there. Mama Di. Hi, Mom. See, Mom, I think Mom actually is better. She didn't go through the full 2 days that we did, so Mom's probably doing fine.
And it's really only 2-day people that suffer so much. Like single day revelers.
Yeah.
Recover a lot more.
I did Sunday, Monday for some reason. I decided to mix it up.
And then I was so smart that I decided Al's coming out. I'll do Monday with him too. Yeah, I shouldn't have.
Oh Lord.
I was tired. I left him at the bar last night because I did my RuPaul Drag Race Monday.
Right.
Fortunately, it was later in the day. I got to sleep in.
Sure.
But he's texting me. He's like, "Hey, are you gonna stay out?" I'm like, "Sure."
Because I kind of wanted to go out and be sociable, but we lost Jason Carlton pretty early in the cycle.
What?
Yeah. We had a white girl down. Look
at my surprise face.
I was surprised that I had a glass of wine at dinner and he looked at it like it was like poison. That girl. Anyways, so it was just funny to watch him because usually he caves. He's like, "Oh, I'm not drinking today," and then a bottle of wine later.
Right.
We're both like, neither of us are drinking today except for that bottle.
Yeah.
And that bottle.
Right.
But he stuck to it, and then I went home and I was like, and I'm like, all right, I want to go out. Like I'm kind of awake. I'm in a good mood. The glass of wine primed me up.
And you were in a
part of the
fantastic
world.
mood.
Yeah.
What part of the world?
Be part of the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he was. We actually. It was enjoyable when he was there, but finally I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
And I had to, as I said, that happened to me on Sunday. Like I just had to it was like game over. But luckily it wasn't true game over, or I would still be dead at 3rd Street in Osborne. I realized that
We're
game
glad
over
you didn't die there.
was galloping up on me.
But you also had...
Because I had to walk back to my bike and then ride my bike home. So I'm like, there's a good 40 minutes of adventure still ahead of me, so I need to get this train moving.
But in fairness to you, you had just come off of, I don't know how many hours stint at the restaurant.
I did a 12-and-a-half-hour shift.
Yeah, so
just went home, changed, got on my bike, rode to the bar.
So you were already in a deficit form of energy.
Yeah, and I guess we're back on vodka now, which my body has decided, no, lady, stop.
Oh.
But boy, it was delicious Sunday morning.
I believe it.
When we had the post-menstrual Mary, because I was just everybody had Bloody Marys and I had straight vodka.
Just straight vodka.
Mary has bled out.
Exactly.
And then last night he was doing vodka, just straight vodka.
Not a girl.
Because I keep going to bars where I'm like, I don't want to. I can't deal with shitty wine.
Shitty wine.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
We should just make a deal where you just bring your own.
Yeah.
Oh, a BYOB bar. We could. There are places you could.
Talk to Stacy.
Yeah.
What's going on at Cobalt right now? Oh, there's that.
That's a true story. I was just there moments ago, and it looks very
They
similar.
were such gracious hosts, though, on Sunday
It
morning.
was.
I have
Thank
to
you
say.
to-
I don't think they normally open that early.
No,
That was
only for the
unusual.
parade.
Only
Right.
for the parade.
But
So
they've
that-
been doing that every year for several years, just
For
for the
many
parade.
years,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, to open at 8 a.m. and then
Deal with us.
And then have a cheerful bartender and a
who was
cheerful manager.
very friendly, but there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a really
Toby's very
funny
nice.
phone call that I was privy to. As like there's a line like 8 deep for Bloody Marys, which are not the fastest drink to make.
Right.
They
Right.
take a minute. And somebody was calling that clearly was trying to buy their Pride tickets online, but had their $25 hold. When you when you open a
Oh,
tab,
Lord.
you get that automatic $25 hold. Well, clearly they had like $27 in their account and thought they had spent sensibly the night before to afford their ticket the next day, but that hold was there. So the poor bartender is on the phone trying to explain this hold to someone who's clearly just wants money for his Pride ticket.
Sure.
Like, can I just come in and get $20 out of you to buy a ticket? It was so
That's
uncomfortable for everybody.
That's
And
so
finally
fun.
he's like, let me just take down your name and I'm going to call you later. Like,
My favorite about that is, and I go through this occasionally. I get a bartender who's mad, or I get, because it is my company system that does it, and it's a pre-authorization for an open tab, so that it saves the bar. It's a convenience for you.
Yeah.
But if it pre-auths $25, and if you've got $27.50 in it in your bank account completely, you probably shouldn't be out drinking.
Shouldn't be
These
at
are
the
just
bar.
guesses. I'm just guessing. You shouldn't be out drinking.
spend the $8 on a 6-pack or whatever a 6-pack
right,
might cost.
Right, something like that. Stay at home, do your drinking there, or figure out a way to mooch off of your friends. But don't rent a card yourself, and then the next day, oh shit, I can't eat.
Right.
Right.
Or the other one I like is
Or
because
just close it out.
no, but if you've already opened the tab as a
No, but
secure-
if you just walk up and order your one drink
run it
and
for the
close it,
drink.
they don't-
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that is the correct way to do that. Yeah, but the other one is when people who again don't pay attention to what they're doing. Oh, we went for happy hour Friday, then we went out for Saturday, and then we went for Sunday. Well, there's $75 immediately of a hold. So
Yeah.
by Monday,
Even if you only spent $10 a day.
right, exactly. So then the banks all settle it out. It all works out. But you're right. Some of those phone calls are interesting because people just don't understand math.
Yeah.
Remember that $25 hold?
And plus it's because you didn't read the service agreement where it says it on there.
Terms of
Everybody
service.
just signs and walks away.
Right.
And
Biggest lie.
we're all
Yeah.
guilty of that. Like, this fuck... I don't know what the fuck Apple's doing this week, but there's some new update that they are just trying to shove up my ass. And finally I was just like, fine.
Just do it.
Hand me the
Oh,
poppers.
the one, the one for this week fixes fuck ups from the previous
This
one.
one,
So
yeah.
so you kind of have to do that one. Kat doesn't know anything about it because she does not have
Don't
an
do Apple.
iOS.
I don't
She's
do
not
it,
an
no.
Apple biter. She's a
I'm tempted
Samsung.
from time to time, but no,
Yeah,
not yet.
gotcha. Well, it's all right. Not everybody has to drink the Kool-Aid. It's all right. Amina, oddly, no, we're not all wearing black. Kat and I shopped at the same men's store, but Al is
true.
from it's like a midnight blue.
Yeah.
I'm sure it reads exactly black, but it actually does. It looks
It,
blue there.
comes across pretty navy
Yeah,
right there.
And,
yeah.
but the funny thing is I had a olive drab green shirt on for the parade, and we were all standing together, and somebody goes, "Oh, you're all in black," and I'm like, "I'm not in black." And then there was like this whole parade of people in front of me.
parade?
Of people. This time I mean it literally. Yeah, wait. Let's relive this horror.
Oh God, that fucking bell! That damn Bank of America
Thanks
bell.
to Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Oh my God!
Getting your cowbell on since 1902.
Oh dear God, that was funny though. Oh
So
my
they
God.
had like a little panel of people deciding whether or not my shirt was black. I'm like, it's green.
Where
Like,
was
it's-
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. That was funny. What I also enjoyed about the picture, and I'm going to try to find that picture and pull it up right quick. The picture of us at Cobalt pre-parade, where
yeah.
it's all of it. You're the only one holding the drink, and I thought that was kind of funny. We'd all.
It's just my shirt. I
We don't put
always
our
have a
stuff down.
cocktail in pictures.
No.
Oh, I would say.
That used to be me with a beer and a cigarette. Like, there's about 10 years of my life where every single picture that exists of me has some sort of bottle of beer and a cigarette in my hand.
Yeah,
Every single picture.
that's what my
That's-
favorite.
we call those hashtag the classy years.
Yeah.
Oh, classy.
My favorite David Sedaris thing is when he talks about pictures with his mom and like her whole. It's not really. I guess it's kind of funny how he presents her dying of lung cancer. But he's like, we have a fun game where we're like, find mom, find the cigarette. That
is a fun game.
Family photos. He sells that better than I do.
That was me for a good long time. That's the most faded black I've ever seen. That's not true at all.
That's not even close. Like, it's not even, yeah.
What are we all
I'd go with a gray. We're still talking about your shirt from
shirt.
Sunday morning. I found the picture.
Oh,
I had to go
it
look
is
at it.
green. And I like how he wide lensed it, so we all got shorter and fatter.
And fatter. That was really nice of him. I like
The only
that.
one that holds up in that picture is your mom because she's just outright skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really cracked me up. That I was like, okay, yeah, let's get a short, wide lens on that bitch.
I felt pretty good about that one. I was able to strategically place my arms.
Behind me?
Well, they left me to
thin me out a little
hide
bit.
behind Mama Di, and that wasn't working.
Yeah. Turns
There's a
out
lot of
if
me
I
to
put my
hide.
arms like slightly
There's
in front
a
of my
lot
torso.
of me to hide. That's funny.
It's like trying to hide the Titanic behind the SS Minnow. It's not really gonna work.
Give me just a second. I'm actually going to show the picture that Al is referring to. I've just got to do a couple magical things over here.
But it was
on
kind of
the-
nice because we did some live. We all learned how to. Well,
We all
you
learned how
already
to
knew.
live Facebooks.
We all learned how to live Facebooks.
Oh, that was a learning process for us.
I had never done it before either. And what's funny is I did not live the parade at all, which is okay because everyone else, Barbara Seville did the whole fucking parade.
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
But
Yeah,
it was
sure.
really fun. So when you were going and getting in the crowds and getting selfies with the crowds, or the paraders, I don't know what you call them.
The selfie thing is very fun, and
The
I haven't
paraders.
uploaded any photos yet because I have not been a human.
So it was nice to see local business. I mean, so many local businesses. I love when the fire truck comes down and like the different cities that wanted to be
Yeah, be part of it.
represented. So I mean, it's one of those great feelings of like
The high
people
schools are
coming
my
out.
favorite.
Yes,
The high schools
yes,
are
I
my
had to agree with
absolute
that.
favorites.
So the picture Al is talking about is this picture. This is pre-parade. From left to right, that's Jonathan Breyer in the red shirt with Amy, I forget her last name, who was
Not Winehouse.
with her with Jonathan this year as the his co-host at their stage, and then of course in the center, also wearing black again.
See how I strategically placed my arm though?
Yeah.
Like it's
Ah.
all of me. Like my sides are touching Amy, but that arm is strategically placed.
Oh, I see now.
See how I've
Oh,
become
smart.
thinner?
Yeah.
See how
little arm action.
see how none of me is blocked at all.
Yeah.
Half of my mother is blocked
But
because
that's
of
quite,
me.
that's a quite a nice twist though. That actually works really well for you.
So then it's Kat and I in the center, my mom in the white shirt, and then that's Al in his black shirt and cocktail.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but this is another one. I was happy.
I
with,
liked this one.
I was happy with this next picture only for two reasons. One, that in the middle in the white shirt is Mayor Greg Stanton of the city of Phoenix. Obviously, Kat and I to the right and left, and then over my shoulder is my mother taking a picture, and I had hoped.
Did you get the backside picture?
I had hoped that she had the back shot of that picture. Didn't have. She was trying to take something, but she didn't have that shot.
No, we were trying to wait for him. We thought you guys were going to turn around and face us.
And look at
Oh.
people.
Because he came up and you all looked at us and then you immediately turned around for that selfie.
Oh.
And so you can't, I'm behind Clayton's head.
Gotcha.
Clayton's head actually can block up my entire person, which is kind of funny.
Wow.
But because I'm standing there trying to get a picture of the three of you.
But I had hoped.
And I was trying to be funny and be like, who the fuck is this guy again?
Last year, was it last year or year before?
It
I
was at
forget.
the AIDS walk.
AIDS Walk. We all take a picture right before AIDS Walk steps off, and it's my mom and Al and me, and I forget who all the hell else was in the
It's
picture.
Ernie and Mariah.
Marty. And I was like, okay, I'll smile and take a picture. But he's like, who the fuck is this? What are we taking a picture of? And later he's like, oh, it's the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, good work.
But that was one of those
Well, that
days
was
where
2 years ago.
everything was like switching and turning and moving, and I couldn't follow who we were talking to. And all of a sudden, here's this guy, and he's so nice. He like shakes my hand.
Yeah,
like,
hi.
Let's get a picture. And
Welcome
I'm
to
like,
Phoenix.
I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm like, yeah, new to town.
You probably voted for him twice.
Yeah, I
Actually, you
did.
probably, yeah, okay. So there's that.
But you're just not expecting him to be like standing in front of you,
Right.
like
Right.
chit chatting at that ungodly hour.
Yeah. No, that's always been a fantastic thing about him. The previous mayor that used to live across the street from me here, I forget what his name. What was his name?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I forget. Anyway, he tried. I think he tried to do that whole be part of everybody, be here, be there, and I just didn't. I never had the best feeling. But Stanton is fantastic.
You didn't buy
Yeah.
it.
He's everywhere. He shows up to stuff.
And I liked the mayor before that too.
That's who I'm talking about.
Right. No, but I was saying like, but he was very nice. It just some of his things didn't.
Yeah, it
come-
didn't all gel. He
didn't
was
all
he
gel,
was
but
nice.
he
Like
was
he used
good.
to wave at me. Like he didn't mow his own fucking lawn. I would mow my lawn and I'd wave at the people who mowed his lawn. But like when he drove by, I would say hi and so forth.
You're always so friendly.
And for a while, it was very nice to live on this block because when he was here, there were some I don't know, whatever, idle threats against him or death threats or whatever the hell it was. So for the longest time, we actually had cops at the end of on the block. So they knew us because we lived here. Like they'd wave us through it all, but it was very safe here. Very safe.
Yeah, that is nice.
But then he moved.
He took all that goodwill with him.
All that's gone now.
What the fuck? What's his name? That's terrible.
Phil.
Yeah. I've got
McCracken?
like Bentley in my head.
No. God, I wonder if Google could only help us with this. The hell was his name? Anybody in the chat room got this? I thought somebody would. Who knows? Phil, not Collins.
Yeah.
Not Collins. List of mayors of Phoenix. Let's see. Phil Gordon.
Gordon. Yes, Phil Gordon.
See, it sounded like a comic book character.
Prior to that,
Flash,
it was
'cause
Skip Rimza.
That's right. Rimza was before, but KTAR used to call him Flash Gordon because they
Yeah.
hated him. That's right.
Of course they did.
Of course they did because he was. Whatever.
KTAR.
Oh, I thought it...
Aren't you
I'm
still?
back on the songs. No, I listen to them on
and
the
they
regular.
It's not loud here. Actually, the lights are loud to me right
Yeah,
now
exactly.
today. I'm still. It's carryover, carry Grant, carry a gun, hangover.
Telegraph, telephone, telequeer. You know what I mean? You just get your message across.
Ernie and Mariah sounds like a failed sitcom from the 50s.
Oh, they'd be
funny.
PETA approved, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Grant.
If a
Yep.
dog ever got harmed, the whole goddamn crew would stop right there. Oh, hell. Anyway, other than Kat sipping on a little bit of a beer and eating a healthy cantaloupe, this is an alcohol-free show. I'm doing, actually, Al and I are doing coffee and water.
Please
may be over to coffee in a
rewind
minute.
your tape and listen to the horrors of. All right, maybe I haven't said that out loud yet. The toxins in vodka, just
Oh.
But I kept drinking last night. I had a little after hours. I thought I was like in
girl.
Tucson in 1987.
I
and
wondered
had an
why you were
after-hours
posting
party.
at 5 a.m. Because when I woke up this morning, like it says, Al's changed your status like 7 times since I went to sleep. And I'm like, what the hell's he doing?
I was only 2. The one was because I was watching. One was early before anybody. I watched.
One was at 5 a.m. it said.
Oh, no. One was at 5 a.m. Because I found out. I got to tell you, if we're going to do what we did this week, well, we went to Pride and worked and blah, 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 blah. But I had this very intriguing thing happen where
I'm intrigued.
I know, I'm intrigued.
Tell me more.
Inquiring minds want to know.
So I have like someone that I know professionally. We're both hookers.
Like you do.
So like a colleague, I don't like that word, but we're colleagues.
Colleague.
And there's just something about this guy that I just,
Oh, I know this story.
he gives me no, it just.
Oh, different story?
No, it just happened.
Oh.
He gives me like a little bit of the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, different story.
But I
Tell me.
don't know
Oh.
why. But I just
Always trust
try
that.
to keep
Always
I
trust
just
that.
try to keep my distance.
You a cruise supporter?
Oh, I think we're on Trump. But just something struck me odd. And then one night I overheard him and another person that gives me a little bit of the creepers just say something that struck me as like, wow, that's not something you really say out loud.
Okay.
And it just kind of stuck in the back of my head of like, just tread lightly around this one. And not somebody I see very often, but just in the periphery of, that's what I mean, like I can't really even say it's an acquaintance.
Okay.
I'm not really sure of the last name. So then I'm having a conversation with a friend and their friend who I don't know at all. And the friend that I don't know at all puts it together that I know this other person over here, the one that gives me the creepers, and is like, oh, you know this person. Such a racist. He's so funny. And I just say to the middle person, like, I don't really like that guy. Like, he makes me nervous. The girl telling the story didn't hear me say that and missed the beat and then, like, went on to, like, tell me this horrifying, like, really fucking racist story because they're in cahoots.
Oh.
And I feel like I've uncovered like some like little racist circle,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
and it was really, and the person, my friend in the middle, realizing that like this one was spilling the beans and he might be part of the beans. I don't know, but it just went south.
Sideways bad.
And it was one of those ones where everybody missed the beat of like stop talking. Like I was like, don't talk shit, and like 'cause I didn't say anything but the little aside. And oh my god, like I really feel like I like stumbled on some kind of like dark Illuminati kind of creepiness going on where I work.
Well, you'll have to fill us in next week on a new episode of General Hospital.
Yeah, exactly. It really was an odd moment earlier in the week, and I've just been like kind of like, and that's what it kept me awake last night. Like after everybody left last night, I just kept thinking about, because it came back to me, like, and I was just buzzed enough to be like,
Wait, you mean after everybody left or after you went home from the bar?
No, because I had a little after hours party at my house. So once they left.
Okay, got it. I didn't catch
then
that
it kind
part.
of occurred to me. I was like sitting there, like kind of buzzed, like, remember earlier in the week
It's all
that
coming
little
back to
like
you now.
that breakfast drunken conversation of like this person over here not catching the beat of like stop talking, like it's not shit you say out loud.
Right.
And I don't know if like just didn't know who I was and was like thought like with the bald head and you know what I mean, like some kind of skinhead or someone who was gonna like be receptive to hearing, but it was shocking.
I've often mistaken you for a skinhead.
No, but I just didn't understand how like someone who like had ever even heard my name said out loud would be like, this is the person to get a little racist undertones going. Like I was shocked. I really was.
He'll have no reaction to anything I'm going to say.
He might even join in.
Yeah.
Do you have any white sheets?
No.
I mean, it's scissors, something to make a cone shape.
Eye holes. Cut the eye holes out. Those are helpful. Oh heavens. So is the person that you're speaking of that you have the ill feeling for or about anything other than just casual racism here and there, or is there something bigger that you're like?
I don't know, but there's just a creepiness there. And I float around, so I work. That's what I mean. Like I float to different units and work different things. And there's just someone that's just kind of come into my periphery that I was like, And you just like overhear something that like, that's something you think or write down on a piece of paper and burn it after you say it. Like you don't say that out loud.
Or you say it at your meetings.
Right, yeah. So
it's so funny that you say that because very similarly in my life, there's been a person that I've always been like, I'm not feeling it. So. And lately, like just the last 2 weeks or so, all of a sudden, like all of these stories about like just blatant and unashamed anti-Semitism in North Scottsdale, where all the Jews live. Like craziness. Like I heard a story today about she planned like a kid's birthday party on Yom Kippur, which is a big deal. Like, Jewish people don't do anything outside of
Yom Kippurish
Yom
stuff.
Kippurish things. Apparently.
I don't think that's a technical way to describe it.
I'm still learning. I actually only have one like really close Jewish friend, so I'm still like very much learning. But anyway, so had invited, everyone from the class or whatever. And one friend who is Jewish, who, it was a big deal for her kid, or the kid really wanted to go to this party, whatever, decided to suck it up and like go. And this woman like opens the door, sees, my friend standing there and goes, "Oh, I'm surprised you're here. I planned this on Yom Kippur knowing that none of the Jews would be able to come."
Oh.
Yeah, like out loud.
Right, yeah.
She probably knows the guy he works with.
I planned this so you people wouldn't come.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, what, this happened?
Wow.
People still do this?
Yeah, but I mean, and that kind of like just out loud to your face, which I like overt kind of stuff better than the covert.
Do that for sure.
Again, hang the shingle outside the shop that says we don't want gays, we don't want blacks, or whatever you don't want. Because I know just to keep walking.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy talking? And like the kid had already gone and joined the party, so then my friend is like stuck in this place of like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna suck it up for my kid. Yeah. And come and try and make nice while I know that you specifically wanted to exclude me for the dumbest reason ever.
Yeah, like that's
worst.
And that's what it was. So the conversation that I overheard actually at work was one that I only caught the tail end of, and it just managed to like a pebble gently skipping over a pond. It just managed to like
make enough ripples,
take down enough religions, races, sexual orientations in one sentence to just be like, oh, okay. So just weird, but that was my like, just weird little intrigue.
I will pose,
in the week.
Not being a parent.
Sure.
I will, and a lot of people are thankful for that. I would pose a question to you then, I guess, with regards to the fact that you guys have 2 kids. Now, let's just say, because obviously I've not been confronted with this situation, and to my knowledge, growing up, because we did a lot of family parties. Like our family always got together, that was all good. I don't recall going to other kids' houses or other parties like that. Mom, please remind me if you remember that. What would you do if, let's say, there was a gathering and your kids, or if not both, one of them were involved, and you and Sharon showed up to deliver, and there was some sort, like immediately you could feel that there was an anti-gay.
Like, oh, why are the gays here?
Not even like a anti-democrat, like a lesbian. Oh my God, it's you. We can't have you in front of our kids. How would you deal with that? What would you do?
You know, I won't ever know until I'm actually in that situation. A lot of times I think, and it's certainly true, I'm much more confrontational than Sharon is. Like, I'm sure Sharon, if Sharon's in the situation, she'll just like suck it up and suffer it and go
again
through.
For the kids. She would make nice just to get
and then just don't go back again.
Especially since the kids have come into my life, I strive to react to situations in ways that I would try and teach my kids to.
Okay.
So I think in that situation, I would pack my shit and be like, well, then we're leaving. Like, if we're not welcome, we're leaving. And then I would explain to my kid why.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I would hope that I respond to that, because I would, want my kid to understand that, hey, these people have this belief and this is what it is and this is the world. And I'm very realistic with my kids, though.
And I think that's exactly how it should be.
This is how it is.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely like call that person out to my kid and be like, you know what? I'm super happy that you're friends with this kid, and you can absolutely continue to be friends with him. But we're leaving today because this is what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can go over to his house tomorrow, like another day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna keep my kid from being friends with kids who have asshole parents. That's
right. It's not the
okay.
kid's fault that her parents are assholes. No, you're right.
But I like to think that in that situation, I would pack my shit and be like, then I'm not welcome here and we're leaving.
Right.
And make a nice big grand loud exit.
I had my family, I think, was very similar to what you're saying. Is like, if something happened, it was, at least on my mom's side, it was explained. This is why this happened, this is why this person's not here, or that's why they left, or whatever it was.
And kids don't need to know everything. Like, I try and assess things and make them 10-year-old size.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't need to give them the entire world of bigotry and racism.
Right.
No, they just need little bits of, they don't believe this is right, and they don't like that you have two mommies, or whatever the hell they're going to say, or that you have a silver minivan, like whatever fucked up story they're going to come up with, because people come up with stupid shit that they don't.
They're Subaru drivers, dear.
Yes, they're Subarus.
They became women in that Subaru.
Those all-wheel driving women.
That's Marnie's story.
Yeah.
Mine was a tale of a pickup truck and an air mattress.
Oh yeah, very similar.
Don't
spit your coffee.
I was mid-sip on that coffee. I wasn't ready for that. And if we've talked about that, I don't recall it. I'm sure we've talked about it.
And if we want to be accurate, there was no air mattress, and I believe it was a single wide trailer.
Yes. Tomato, lesbian nun. It's all the same thing.
Okay.
Same.
My heaven's sakes alive. Adding to,
what is that from?
Because we're clearly doing.
I feel like it's Steve Carell.
I don't even know.
We're clearly doing the casual conversation of what we all did in the past week, and one of the things that's been bugging me since it happened, and then other people have commented on Facebook, not specific to what happened to me, but it's in a general. Again, another reason we talk about this all the time: pay attention to local politics, who you elect, what they say, what they do, and then call them out on shit that they do wrong. Every year when I do the parade, like for this first year, Kat was with me. I get the script book. I edit the script book down. We then send it back. For some reason this year, some miscommunication, they did not give us the edited script, so we were given Agatha Christie novels to read. For Christ's sakes,
they were delightful. One of them I read. I didn't realize they were giving directions on when to start reading. And I read like the directions.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Didn't hear that.
So I didn't quite realize, and I just kind of I scanned through, and I was like, okay, it seems short enough. I'm just gonna read the fucking thing. And so then it was like, okay, after the white car and before the black car, say, and I was like, and I read all that and then realized what it was, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
In a teleprompter, those would be called sides, or in a script. So, anywho, in the book, we flipped through it initially, and a local city council person. Recently was caught on tape making some derogatory comments to the LGBT community at some event he was at, and it got out, and he is one of those people who campaigned on the inclusiveness and on being in this district, because the gay ghetto, if you will, of Phoenix is in his district.
Yep.
Well, so a few months ago, he made some comments, and a lot of the LGBT leaders in our area have been calling for his resignation, and he has refused to do so. So in our script book, he has been in the parade every year previously, and when we got to the book, they had marked that entire script out.
Said he was not coming.
He decided not to show up, and I'm like, I even said to the parade guy that was there, I'm like, well, I'm not really surprised. So,
I wouldn't have showed up either.
So it all goes on, and the parade has just drug on forever and ever and ever. You were already gone, I believe, at that point.
No, I was there for that outrage.
Okay, so I am in autopilot between, scripts being out of order, who's coming down. You just say whoever the hell's in front of you.
You just go, right.
That's what you have to do when you're commenting on a parade. All of a sudden, I look up, and Michael Nowakowski is in a car in front of me, and there's a sign, and I didn't know what to do, so I just said his name, City Council Member Michael Nowakowski, and
we were super quiet after that. We were like, zip.
Just went on, and
Oh no, there were people. You guys must not have noticed. There were people yelling at him.
I could not hear.
I heard a couple of boos.
But Mark Martinez sent me a text a little bit later, and he said, were there boos? And I'm like, honestly, I did not hear them.
There were like cat calls and get the hell out of our parade.
Did not hear them at all.
Yeah.
So I have felt a little funny about the fact that, again,
I think it started as a whisper by us when you read his name, and it worked its way down.
Oh,
sure.
But again, autopilot kicked in. I just saw a sign with a name, and I read it, and then as soon as it was like I said it, I didn't know what to do with it. Like it was just done.
I didn't either. We just kind of.
So it's very weird, and
right
I think that's another thing that needs to be brought up. Like obviously there are debriefing meetings after big events like this. How did parade go? How did this bar run? How did this happen? Blah blah blah. But that was a big one to me, and the fact that if I was told he was out, why the fuck was he in? Why was he there? If I was told by the parade director that he was gone,
right.
First of all, I mean, the script should have been taken out of the book anyway. It was just written. But still, we were told he was out. I should have not been put in that position. I just made me feel really, really weird that because I shouted out about him on Facebook about a repeal, get out. We don't need this.
Absolutely. No, we all talked a lot about it.
I walked with him 2 years ago on the first Phoenix Candlelight Vigil from to the Southwest HIV and AIDS Center, and I walked next to him, and we were talking, and he was showing me where the proposed memorial is going to be in the park for that, and I thought he was a great ally, and all of a sudden I hear this, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm not on board with this.
Pig.
So anyway, I just felt horrible, and it's been bugging me all week or past few days that happened, but. I mean, obviously, I can't take it back, and it's there. But anyway, very odd.
All you said was his name. It's okay.
Right, yeah. I did. I realized that, but still, I would have preferred just to have not even acknowledged him at all.
And I mean, it was just really strange to hear that chatter just start of like, wait, what?
Wait a minute, this guy, right?
Yeah. From just downwind of the porta potty.
Yes. By the way,
after what I'm guessing, many people had burritos for breakfast.
The breezes on a Sunday morning in Phoenix were from the south, and the stage was just north of the porta potties. So the aroma.
Oh, that wind was swirling. Let me tell you.
Good Lord,
I'm super happy to have been in the middle of the street at that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
However, my mom made a good point in regards to the porta potties. One faced the door was either south or to the sidewalk, and the other one was on our side, so that it was easy access for those of us in the judge's tent or you and I, as opposed to having to walk all the way around them. But the breeze was not friendly that morning.
No, I was like, whoo, there it is.
Sadly, it was also warm, so my body was not sparing any of the moisture.
Yeah.
Oh,
it took me a couple hours to make urine again.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, another thing, and you and I talked about this. Who fucking planned this? Every year I've ever done the parade, there is a cooler left there with water and some snacks and like cool items.
Yeah.
No cooler this year.
Nice little perks.
Had to call a golf cart from, I don't know, South Mountain to come up and shuttle us 4 bottles of water.
And the lady on the scooter that was riding.
Oh my God, Budweiser pants. So I don't know if you saw her.
You called her sir like 5 different times. And the first time you just got this god-awful glare that I thought, God, if she's got any superpowers, he's going to dissolve in front of our eyes.
Pleasant.
That was so It was so funny because she just kept coming back, and you're like, "Well, hello, sir."
Oh wait, I do recall.
Yeah.
She was on
a
the
little
scooter.
scooter, and who kept going and zipping past me, but I don't know where she kept coming from.
I don't either. It was like she was just patrolling Osborne.
She was always northbound.
She was
Perpetually northbound. Somehow she's back.
I don't know.
She's only going north.
I don't know if she was cutting through the parking lot behind us just to
clearly
just to buzz the tower. I don't know what she was doing.
Speaking of buzzing the tower.
Oh, well.
So Carlos and I are both getting a little under it yesterday at Pita Jungle. I know, surprise face.
You were getting under it. He was continuing Sunday.
No, he was under it and laid down on it. Like he didn't even. He had a nice
toddled
tea.
away on Sunday. I patted Cindy Lou Who on that bald little head. That's good. Call your Uber, honey.
Oh my god. But all of a sudden, the fighter jets go right down 7th Street above our heads, and we're like, "What?" And I'm like, we're nowhere near an air show. Like, there's not an air, because I know the air show had been like earlier in the
It was on
weekend.
Saturday,
Right.
yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, are we invading Levine? Like, what the fuck? And then they came by again. I'm like, are we at war?
In Central
And
Phoenix.
somebody decided, let's get him in Phoenix. Let's get him where it hurts.
In the desert
Smart.
Southwest.
Exactly.
Smart.
Yes. No,
Like Utah. State so beautiful we dropped atomic bombs there.
Right.
Yes.
Twice.
Celebrated
Twice.
its natural
Twice.
beauty with atomic wonder.
If we give it a really bright light, what's it going to look like?
Exactly. Light it up, fucker.
Oh, so many things.
Oh, my heaven's sakes live. But when it's all said and done, we got through another Pride weekend. I had a great time. More fun than I expected on having on Saturday night. One of our Saturday night closing headliner of our Pride was the B-52s. And I literally danced like a crazy middle-aged white guy in front of that stage to all the songs that I knew. Some of them I did not know. Because, again, I guess you'd call me a little more of a fair weather B-52s fan. I know more of what has been on the radio as opposed to what, I didn't buy I don't have their 1976 first album, for example.
I would have thought they came around in like 79, 80. Like,
well, I think that maybe when they made it, like they probably made it big, but like when they started in Atlanta, Georgia as a little college band. Yeah. But it was so much fun just to see them in person and realize that Fred Schneider is 64 years old, still going, sounds the same. And those girls could still harmonize and do all the changes, everything that they're live in front of you. There was no track with them; they were live, so that was fun. It was a good time, for that. Oh my gosh,
So many things.
I'm exhausted just talking about Pride.
Yeah. I've long called it the weekend with no sleep, and that was slightly accepted this year. But for some reason, I was just so like focused and intent, and I don't want to say stressed out, but just. The festival in general was on my mind. I just didn't sleep.
Oh.
Like I would. Well, you posted that too. That you were worried. You did
that ahead of it.
Oh, Friday. Yes, absolutely. On Thursday night to Friday morning.
About my good friend coffee and how that can keep your engine going about 3 days longer than it should.
And it's fantastic because I would go to bed about 11 midnight each night, and then all of a sudden, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like wide awake and worried about shit that I don't need to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do I care? Like it's done. It's gonna be what it is, and there's nothing that I can do about.
Right, exactly.
There's nothing that I can do about anything.
The parade's not changing streets.
Right. Parade's gonna be the same. Right. The bar's gonna be just fine. People are either gonna show up or they won't. There's nothing I can do about it either way. And yet 5 o'clock in the morning, ding.
And those healthy motherfuckers. Somebody had some kind of a race downtown, which I swear to God, every one of those little marathons or whatever they are, they run from my job to my house.
It was the Pride.
It was the Pride run.
Oh, those motherfuckers. So
part of the Pride weekend.
Sure, they weren't my favorite part.
Gay people running from nothing.
No, they're just blocking off my
and
street.
running to nothing.
Because I have to like go south, get on the freeway, and like go around the city to get like a mile.
Right.
But so I was unaware that gay people ran.
They started 2 years ago when they moved the parade.
Oh, okay.
I was unaware gay people ran.
That this was something that they did for a hobby. So I see the streets are closed, and I'm like, God damn it, the parade's not till tomorrow. Why are they closing down the streets today? And then so I stopped into Safeway to get a couple, little Lunchables, and I come out and here's two cuties in marathon runner shorts.
All of a sudden you're paying attention.
So I'm like, oh, well, hi, there's a race.
So I said, I'm like, is there some kind of a race? And they clearly are in runner shorts and have numbers. And I'm like, is there a race today? And like, I need to get home, but I need to know if I should just abort this mission. And they're like, oh, we don't know. I'm like, you're wearing running shorts and you're numbered. Like, somebody's tagged you. Either that or you should be worried because now you're being sent back in the wild with your number on so they can find you later.
You're being hunted,
They've been
darling.
I've seen this on Shark Week.
re-release.
They've named you.
Right.
You're part of our catch and release program.
Yes.
At Safeway.
Find Arturo. He can help you. Arturo!
But I love the blank stare of like, we don't know. I was like, bitches.
Phoenix frontrunners, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought of this also. So, and going along with your story, because the way Phoenix is laid out, Central obviously is in the central middle of the valley, which I live right on the west side of Central, and the gay district is on the west side of Central. The park where the Pride event is on the east side of Central, and the entrance for all the vendors and everything is on 7th Street. So I thought it was interesting that when we got up for all of the vendors who have to go set up first thing Saturday morning, if you were on the west side of Central, you could not get there.
You can't get there.
You had to go
all
west,
the way.
get on the freeway,
Right.
circle the city.
Right.
You know my pain now.
Yeah. No,
Welcome to it.
But what I figured out.
Those Rock and Roll Hall of Fame motherfuckers,
Yeah,
what's it called?
yeah.
Hard Rock Cafe,
Oh,
Rock and Roll
yeah, the
Marathon.
PF
Rock and Roll
James.
Marathon, right. But I thought that was interesting that they, like, why would you close the street and nobody could get to you? But I did figure out that little street that goes right by Macayo's, little Clarendon, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Indianola.
Right, Indianola, yes.
Indianola.
Jumped right across. I was there.
Sounds
It was good.
racist, but in this case, no.
No, it is not.
Not at all.
Neither is Indian
No.
School. Indian
I
School
always
is
thought
a
it was
street.
named after
That's a little
Indiana.
racist.
It was a specific school, but the
Yeah.
street is now just called that.
Yeah.
No, but still kind of.
But when you go read the story of the school when you're
Right,
in the
well-
Oh
park,
my God, yeah, that
nobody
was
comes
crazy.
out good in that story.
My parents were in town a couple years ago, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with these people. My mom's like, well, why don't we go to the Hearn Museum? It's all about all the horrible racism that was Indian school.
And then in
Yeah.
Indian School Park, they have monuments to it of like, this shit went down.
There's a beautiful building there, 2 of them.
Hashtag happened.
I've
This is
hosted an event in the auditorium there that's been renovated. It's a really nice
Racist.
auditorium.
Racist.
Okay, we're gonna suffer through something.
But Squaw Peak, we got to change. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, which I still call it that.
Yeah, me too.
And you know what
Because
the
they
funny
haven't
thing is?
taken down the signs.
The signs,
It
all
says
the
Squaw
same.
Peak, second left.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll stop calling it Squaw Peak when you change
When
the
your
sign.
sign does.
I don't think I'll ever change. I don't know. I'm good. It doesn't matter. All right, let's take a tiny little break. We're going to come back and do what we can with headlines right after this. It's Q Talk America.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
If you think it sucked so far, just wait till after this 30-second dance break.
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic. Your dad won't call an exterminator. He says it's personal this time. Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, now we'll play the headline opener. I hate it when you build something and it's all ready to go and then you just fuck it up like that. It's Tuesday, April 5th, show 256, and here's some headlines. We're going to tell you how the shirt got its shape.
Uno.
Indiana women are calling the governor about their periods.
It's okay, Aunt Marie, I got this one.
86 to Sizzler.
Donald Trump's Walk of Fame star is being pissed on a lot.
Oh.
Get the bitch off my car.
Palin the Poet.
Oh, a dick pic with a nurse.
A terrible story, but a California driver survives fifth crash, gets struck by bus.
And
When your
also,
day's really just shitty.
Hey, nice bulge. These and other stories we're going to get to, I'm sure, right now. Let's start with this one. God, I love it when somebody proofreads something. It's always helpful when somebody is making something for the mass markets and they double check sources and they double check logos or perhaps the shape of a state.
Oh.
If you've ever looked at a map of the United States, and unfortunately I cannot go to a map right now because the green screen behind Kat Carlson is gone.
Oh, it is.
For right now.
Sad.
It's over there in the corner, but it's because for some reason I can't green screen anymore. I don't know. It's still technical issues. Right. Maryland and Massachusetts, you may say to yourself, look very similar. Well, you're not alone. In Walmart, the lovely people at Walmart seem to agree that they look very similar as well. For example, this shirt has been on display and for sale at Walmart. Last week, a Twitter user named Samantha Fico posted a photo of this t-shirt in a Walmart featuring the University of Maryland M logo and the word Terps printed on what looks exactly like the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, like
Now, on Twitter, Fico said that she saw the t-shirt in Walmart in Severn, wherever the hell Severn is. She says, Dear at Walmart, I want to inform you that you're selling UMD shirts with the state of Massachusetts on them. Fico, who lists Lynchburg, Virginia as her location on Twitter, wrote that on Wednesday. Now, rather than admit the apparent error, Walmart responded via Twitter directly to Fico's tweet, writing first, quote, the state of Maryland is shaped to dip down on the right-hand side, which includes the word Terps for the team. Marie, a few minutes later, the account responded again by writing, on a map, Maryland and Massachusetts and Maryland are shaped somewhat similarly, with the exception of that dip. Thanks for reaching out, Samantha. Well, finally,
so the M is like a block in the Terps. What does that say?
Terps.
Terps is the actual state of Maryland, right? Is that what we're trying to sell?
Well, finally, hey, stand by. I got more pictures.
Okay, yeah.
Finally, on Monday afternoon, Walmart publicly owned up to the mistake, saying, quote, we're so embarrassed we may never stick our head out of our shell again. Thanks for guiding this lost Terrapin back to Maryland, the company tweeted. So what they figured out is, look, okay, so here, I guess that's Massachusetts.
Right.
And then this...
But you're missing the cape. You're missing the horn.
Well, not my picture. So then you got this. That's what was posted on there for the tweet that was back and forth between them. I don't know how they get the two of those confused.
Well, because what
little tiny M states.
Yeah, you're cutting off the right of both of them.
I didn't cut this off.
Yeah, so that
the coast is missing.
Yeah, the coast is missing. So you're missing like all of Cape Cod and the little spider webby thing that goes out into
Where is... Oh, hang on. No,
and then if you're looking at this whole map of the United States, trying to find Maryland sometimes is half your day. Like, where the fuck are they hiding that?
Right over there.
Because it's kind of just being spooned. It's the little spoon to the country, kind of. With Florida.
What's going on with your phone? Is just vibrating off the hook.
Someone from Tucson is calling me.
Somebody from Tucson.
520, isn't that Tucson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Tucson's calling.
See how Massachusetts has that little dangly part? The yellow?
Oh, yeah. I see.
And then Baltimore is the purple underneath Pennsylvania. Not Baltimore. Maryland is the state that's kind of like wedged in between.
You can't point at it, Kat, as much as you want to. You can't. I mean, you can point at it, but nobody's going to see it. Yeah, but like totally, like not even close. Like they're not even next to each other.
Delaware, right. But see how it's got they both have the little dangly. See the dangly? Yeah, that's what they're comparing. They're comparing the dangling bits.
The dangling bits. Well, after Fico's
10-year-old boys do the same thing.
After Fico's tweet was shared online, another user pointed out that Twitter user Victoria Owens had tweeted her a picture of the T-shirt with the same design way back in July. So this has been going on for quite some time. Finally, as of 5 p.m. today, a spokesman for Walmart released the following statement on behalf of the company to the newspaper, quote, we are working with Russell Athletic to determine how this happened, and in the meantime are removing the shirt from our stores. We understand the pride Marylanders feel for their Terps and apologize for the mistake. Oh, bless their hearts.
Yeah, it's a great brouhaha.
But who seriously,
back to brouhaha.
Why would you not check one person didn't proof that shirt
you had
team.
one job.
Yes, a team of people. Just like the parade. Michael Nowakowski should not have been in the parade. Why was he put in the parade? There's a team of you to stop him and the car.
Because, well, I'll keep my thoughts on that to myself.
Yeah.
We'll get there
exactly.
at the debriefing meeting.
On April Fool's Day, The capital of Alaska was going by the name of the card game Uno, not Juno. No joke. It was a play on words and part of a promotion with game and toy maker Mattel Incorporated, which is drawing attention to new wild cards in its Uno game by partnering with the mountainous city. Juno's website on Friday said, "Welcome to Uno," and featured a new logo. The city's Facebook page also promoted the change, and a banner flew outside a downtown municipal building. Mattel made a $15,000 donation to the Juno Community Foundation in honor of late Mayor Greg Fisk, who died last year shortly after taking office. The money will go toward programs for at-risk youth, and Mattel was also providing hundreds of decks of cards to residents. April Fools!
I had not heard that story at all.
Isn't that a fun story? You're welcome.
There's crazy people up there in the Alaska.
Yeah.
And Uno, if you're traveling, is a great way to get to know people and just like sit around, open some wine, play some Uno. And my friends and I have made a way to make it a longer game, so you never win that fucking game.
Fun.
We've turned it into Monopoly.
Do you play draw until you can play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
never ends
I've always
that way.
known I've always known of the card set. I've always had it. I've never once played it. I know nothing about the game.
I went on a trip with some friends a couple years ago, and we were all, we were staying in a condo. It was snowing, so somebody broke that out, and I was like, I'm in.
We actually grew up playing it because my family is a family that actually sits around and plays games.
Yeah.
Like after Easter dinner or Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, they break out cards. Or now they're obsessed with dominoes, which is long and horrible. But anyway, it just is.
Yeah.
But
my mom loves dominoes, but I don't
when
play.
we were small kids and when my cousins were small, Uno's a really great game to include small children because it's very much matching. It's numbers and colors. And matching and a little bit of it's very little strategy. It's all just kind of like matchy.
I've never actually played it. I don't understand. I like
Uno.
No. I meant dominoes.
Oh, dominoes. No. Uno is the matching number.
Oh, okay.
I play it with
that's
my
why
kids
I was
now.
like, maybe that's what dominoes are about. I think they're black and white, but sure, maybe they're colors.
Dominoes are in color. It's a whole thing. You don't want to know.
It's all 5s and 6s to me.
It's a whole. They go up to like 15s. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
But no, Uno. We grew up playing that, and then as a teenager, we decided that whenever you draw, you should also drink.
Oh, good.
So then we turned it into a drinking game. So for every card you had to draw, you had to also take a drink.
Well, see, and that's one of
So
those
much
things where
fun.
like my friends
like
don't really
your game.
need drinking games because we're just drinking
Already,
through the whole
right.
thing. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Then you get past the point of like having to like induce the drinking. And
Yeah.
You just know how fast to drink to get as drunk as you want to be, and then you can let that fall to the wayside. But
Almost everybody I know, I'm trying to get them to slow down on the drinking. So anytime somebody suggests a drinking game, I'm like, well, as we do it here every week, but I'm like, really?
yeah. But as a 15-year-old with only
Yeah.
a box of White Zinfandel, like you got to have motivation to choke that
Zinfandel?
shit down.
Zinfandel?
Zinfandel.
Is that Chippendale? No, it's Zinfandel.
Listen, I to this day can
That's the correct German pronunciation.
to this
Zinfandel.
day I can neither say nor drink White Zin.
No,
Okay.
nor should you.
No, but because of
That's like
drinking game
Satan's semen.
because of drinking game shenanigans. Because imagine being
'Cause you've-
blackout drunk on
Because
that
you've
bullshit.
thrown that up
And
a
that
couple too many
hangover
times.
is not
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no.
Not okay.
That is not okay.
But don't forget to say Uno.
I always tell people if you're coming to my house and you bring White Zinfandel, just keep walking. Just come and knock on their door. Just not mine.
There's no Zen waiting for you.
What if that's what you want to drink? You do have to bring it yourself.
sure.
So just
Yeah.
don't offer it to me as some kind of like peace offering.
No.
No.
That buffalo dip.
Yeah.
You can, whatever. What's your story?
Have a story.
Have a story, then we're going to do a crossover.
Read some shit.
Okay, so Indiana's Governor Mike Pence recently signed a bonkers anti-choice bill into law that will not only hold doctors liable if a woman has an abortion because of fetus's race, sex, or diagnosis of Down syndrome or any other disability, but also requires fetal remains to be cremated or buried, whether from an abortion or a miscarriage. So this fucker's getting involved with miscarriages now. Providers would likely pass the cost of these funeral services to patients. Plus, women seeking an abortion would need an ultrasound 18 hours before the procedure. One Indiana woman recently created the Facebook page, Periods for Pence, where she encourages others to call the governor's office to report their periods, since they should technically be having a miscarriage. Because since they could technically be having a miscarriage.
Gotcha.
I would certainly hate for any of my fellow Hoosier women to be at risk of penalty if they do not properly dispose of this or report it. As the anonymous page creator told Indianapolis TV, the more I read this bill, the more vague language I find, the more loopholes, and it just seemed incredibly intrusive. So I wanted to give a voice for women who really didn't like that they were given any kind of input into a bill that would affect our lives so much, and they're really using their voices. So they're calling the governor's office, and so this first one is me. Good morning, I just wanted to call and let the governor know that I'm still not pregnant since he seems to be worried about women's reproductive rights. Irritated lady on the other end of the phone says, and can I get your name, please? Sure, it's not pregnant Laura.
I've now just liked their Facebook page.
Oh, what's it called?
Periods for Pence.
So
and how is Pence spelled?
Pence.
Got it.
So them. Good morning, Governor Pence's office. Good morning. I just wanted to inform the governor that things seem to be drying up today. No babies seem to be up in there, okay? Them. Sounding strangely horrified and chipper at the same time. Ma'am, can we have your name? Sure, it's Sue, and your last name? Magina. That's Magina. It rhymes with, I've got it. Hangs up. Them. Good morning, Governor Pence's office. Me. Hi, I just found out that we should be reporting our periods to the governor. Them. Ma'am, stop calling. This is the first time I've called. That's why I'm worried. I had my period last week and I didn't report it. Them. Ma'am, I can't help you.
I like how I typed in just period and the first thing that came up was that.
It just knows.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to like their page
they all
too.
Listen.
So this last one, after being transferred directly to Katie's voicemail, I don't know who Katie is, me. Hello, this is Sue Magina again. I just hit a pothole on I-70. It was a doozy. I'm worried it might have shaken something up in there, and I wanted to make sure that was addressed to the new abortion law. I knew Governor Pence would be worried. Thanks.
I love it.
So between live tweeting your period and orange-tinted gaff machines running for president and these genius phone calls, menstrual trolling is the best new kind of trolling.
So
just a delight.
I want to read the most recent one because I'm entertained.
You didn't think it was possible, but here it is.
Oh.
The conversation starts out, "Hi there, I was just wanting to know if the governor could refer me to a good gynecologist." Kate, parenthetically, kind of snippy, in parentheses, "Ma'am, you know that's not something we can help you with." The caller says, "But I thought he could. I thought he knows about that kind of stuff." Long, uncomfortable silence. Kate says, "Is there something I can help you with?" Caller says, "Well, can you recommend someone? Do you like your gynecologist?" No. Click. The comment says, "Sounds as if Kate is unhappy with her gynecologist." Kate,
that is fantastic.
Shop around.
This is my new favorite. Whoever Mangina is, or Magina.
I feel like if it was not the time of day it is here in Arizona and they were closed, we would call them live and just say,
we want you to
that'd be so much fun, yeah.
I think it would be fun to do. Just call them live and say, hey, we're not having ours either. We're fine. All clear.
Yeah. I'm 100% confident. Not pregnant
So he's
today.
got to have a Facebook page because he's an elected official. So on his official page, you just got to storm that with like tales of your period.
Sure.
And maybe describe it to him and where you're burying it. Like
Clayton's right on top of that, Rose.
Yeah.
Is his name Jim?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What state is he from?
Indiana.
We're coming right back with you on
Mike
the other
Pence.
side. We got the drinking word, more stories, and we're going to talk about that state of Mississippi that signed something into law that they shouldn't have. We'll be right back. It's Q Talk America.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the beginning of hour 2. We have got so much going on. We're finding out about tampon taxation without representation or something to that effect. What we're doing right now, I need this. This is what I need. We're going to go ahead and do our disclaimer, and it goes a little something like this. Where's this? There.
And now, a drink-along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Well, no.
What?
Al Perkins, take 2.
Yeah. Well, you looked like you were getting ready to say something. I'm
No.
like, oh. So Barbara Seville has this way of like shutting
Wandering
people down.
off, we know.
Where she says, "Oh, you're the real hero," and then just leaving the room.
I like it.
Yeah.
So my response to her now is to grab her and go, "It's people like you," and then just stop. So
That's
just
fine.
try to fit it into conversation.
It's nice.
It's people
It's
like
people like you.
And it can be good, bad. You can be as vague as you want to, but it just gets them. Yeah.
People like you.
She gave me the worst compliment ever.
The worst?
The worst. She walked up to me and she said, "You said the funniest thing today." And I said, "Oh, that's very nice. Thank you for saying that." She says, "I don't remember what it was."
I took it deep in my heart and forgot it.
But I remember thinking that was funny.
So
I said, thanks,
her
thanks, Peps.
Monday was rough with her too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna.
drag for
I
We
will
were
share
all
with
wrecked.
you what was so funny. What she said to me at the end of the parade. I don't know where you were.
That's when she said it to me.
Oh, when we were on the stage with her at the end.
What'd she say
So
to you?
during the parade, now granted, remember we're in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was uncharacteristically warm on this weekend. We didn't think
It's
it was going to
always
be.
140
So
fuck.
I figured that all
We're
of
just standing in the direct sunlight for 3
all the
hours.
planning stages of all of the parade, it's like in January, February. It's beautiful. It's 60 degrees in Phoenix. It's a lovely day, blah, 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 blah. Well, whoever, John or Susie or whoever the hell it is that volunteers to be in the mascot uniform for whatever bank or hotel or whatever the hell it is. Well, when it gets to, Chester Cheetah was here also for our parade.
Yeah.
So you've got to know that whoever is in that outfit is dying. Like they can't think. They're sweating everything out they ever ate or
A
drank.
fat guy got into that suit, a raisin got out.
Yeah, something like that. So after the parade, our local queen, Barbara Seville, comes up to me and she goes, "I wanted you to know I have a thought for you for next year. You should volunteer to be in one of those mascot uniforms." And she was like, and I was about ready to say something. She goes, no, for 2 reasons. 2 reasons.
Two things.
Two
Like,
things.
I'm like, what? She goes, well, 1, we wouldn't be able to see your face. And number 2, it's a great weight loss program. And then she just walked away from me.
God damn it, she's funny when she's mean.
It really is her strong. It's people like her.
It's people like her. Oh, God damn it. It was funny. And I already know not to take anything seriously with Barbara Seville because that's just how Barbara works.
It was honestly last night. Walked in and saw what she was wearing. I can't talk.
What the hell was
But
that?
what the fuck? What the hell is going on? Her
What the
outfit last
hell
night
is going
was
on?
an American tragedy. I don't know what that was.
I'm going to
Oh,
show.
because she hosts some bullshit on Monday
Well,
nights.
but she does drag race at another bar.
Yeah.
So she showed up in this, well,
Insensible shoes.
Do we have a picture of it?
And then
I
she
do.
did drag and flip
Oh,
flops.
let's see a
which was
picture. I want to
just-
see it. If we're gonna throw some
Oh,
shade
no,
on
we're
her,
gonna-
I feel
oh, yeah,
like
we're
we
gonna
should
do
see
that.
A picture.
I have the ability to get pictures instantly. Hang on a minute here.
Well, almost instantly.
Well, faster than,
Faster than I could.
I don't know why you have to make fun of me. None of this would happen without me, so. Wait, I gotta make this a little smaller. Oh,
You gotta be careful how important you tell people you are, because apparently I went to happy hour.
I'm not.
No, you just said none of this will happen without you, and it reminded me that I got a message today that said, "Are you feeling better?" I said yes. Good. And they said good. What the fuck was wrong with you yesterday? Because you were all kinds of full of bullshit about how important you were and how shit don't apply to you, and not sure that I liked
Apparently,
it.
at some point on Friday in the evening, I announced that I am the community because
Yeah.
Jason Carlton kept giving me shit about that all weekend.
Well, apparently on Monday afternoon I continued that trend
Got it.
with friends, and they were not amused.
Well, if you'd like
I'm
to,
just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
And I'm pretty sure the thing that I said was, if you were a Phoenix gay, I would be a household name.
Kat, the fact of the matter is, it's people like you.
Yeah, it is. It's people like this.
Now, if you've turned your face away from the YouTube channel that you're listening to us on, turn back, please, and take a look at this. This is Barbara Seville's lovely outfit.
Oh my
she
God, that
wore.
was Barbara Seville. I saw
Yes,
that picture.
That's Barbara Seville playing the part of Susie Orman, financial advisor to everybody.
Jackets,
It's families.
jackets.
That's the first thing I said to her.
People first.
Barbara Seville.
Then money.
Got
then
that. I feel like we should call Barbara and ask her to explain this outfit to us. Do you think we could do that in a minute?
It's your show.
Oh, I think it's people like you.
But the best part is she walked by. I'm like, well, at least you know she's fireproof. That fabric doesn't burn. And she's like, oh, this is the first thing going up.
What do we know what she was going for there?
I don't.
I don't either. But the flip flops at the bottom of it were killing me.
Yeah, and with the
Because
size.
I looked down at her and I was trying to. Because
she
so
biked
friendly.
up from where she was.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Oh no, she walked.
Oh.
She walked from
she
the
didn't pedal up the street?
She walked.
In those flip-flops?
She was with two other people that were going to drive, and she's like, look, I'm not going down on the Monday after Pride with the DUI for 400 feet. I'm walking from one bar to the next. So she walked up there in her flip-flops in that moo-moo.
Oh, my God.
Her caftan, whatever the hell you want to call that thing.
And I was like, well, that's what giving up hope looks like.
And then she sang. She sang with the other guy. Remember that?
Yeah, no, I do.
She talked. She did.
That was fun, and I loved her idea of harmony. It really was a fun night. Very low key. The cast of 42nd Street, the touring cast of 42nd Street, several of the boys.
Because they're just in town. They just opened tonight. Yeah?
Tonight, yes, they were out. They were out, preparing, vocally preparing.
Right.
But we knew there were some what is that called? There was some
plants.
Plants, yeah.
Yeah, because they were selling it good. I mean, I wasn't mad at. A couple of them are cute, but
yeah,
I was like, well,
But the best part is Barbara decides she's going to be sassy, and so she does this little thing, and she tells the three guys from 42nd Street, that's called a time step. They're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Our show has like a full hour tap number
right.
that just about kills the cast.
Yes, exactly. Come on, Barbara.
But thanks.
I'm so sad I'm not able
Oh my
to
God,
see
if the
that.
fashion police covered Pride events.
We do.
Yeah. It's the people that choose to not wear clothes that I always have an issue with.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the outfits are just...
much. Yeah, a little much.
But I'm okay with that. Like, why are you dressed up as a bumblebee? What does that mean? What does that signify?
Right. Why are you dressed in nothing?
That's why are you a butterfly at this dog and pony show?
No, exactly. We are looking for dogs and ponies. You clearly missed the memo.
I found both.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did. That's right.
I did. I found both. I was happy.
All right. Who's next?
It's me. Like many of us, Charlie, an 18-year-old bisexual teen living in the UK, has a homophobic relative that sometimes, or apparently most of the time, says something completely inappropriate about the LGBT community. Well, this past weekend, when Charlie's aunt decided to describe gay people with a very nasty slur, it prompted her to respond in a most viral way, and Twitter really, really loved it. According to this, I got into a fight with my aunt, and she said, quote, "At least I don't have to worry about my kid being a faggot like your mom does." Well, that sent Charlie off into a little bit of a rage.
Oh, wow.
After Aunt Marie made the comment, she tried to explain herself by texting her niece, but ended her half-hearted apology by telling her not to come to an upcoming birthday party if she was going to, saying that she was going to ruin the day. Well, the message obviously made Charlie go into full sarcastic mode in reply that got everyone cheering. So here's what I've got. Starting with the text from Marie, says, "I hope I didn't upset you earlier. That was not my intention. You need to stop being so sensitive. I did not mean faggot in a bad way." Because, there's good ways.
Yeah.
There's good ways.
Sure.
I didn't mean faggot in a bad way. I just mean that that you gay people have a lot of drama. I tried to understand this bi shit you claim to be, but teenagers make stuff up all the time. You're young. You'll find a man. You can change. You used to be so clever. If you think you can't accept my help, don't come to Indy's birthday. I don't want you ruining the day. Well, can you imagine Charlie's shot back?
I feel like those are lyrics from a song.
I know.
I just can't quite place the
I did
melody.
too. They used to be so clever.
Hi, Aunt Marie. Don't you worry about it. I know what you're like after a few bottles of wine. I can't make Indy's birthday anyway, I'm afraid. I have a huge lesbian orgy that day that me and my other faggots have been planning for months. By the way, how's your divorce going? I saw Uncle Lee with his new girlfriend. She's like 20 years younger than you, right? Speak soon.
Good work, Charlie.
Oh my gosh, I just love that little fireback. And I'm sure that, and when I read the rest of the story, her parents were fully on board with this because they've always accepted her, no problem with her, no problem at all. So they were completely fine with her firing back at Aunt Marie with that little shot across the bow. Actually, not even on the bow, just hit her broadside. Port side, incoming, nailed her. How's that divorce going for you? Love that.
I like it a lot.
Carry on.
Carrying on. In Oklahoma, a woman who kept using her bare hands to scoop lettuce from a salad bar bowl allegedly punched an off-duty officer in the face after being told to cease her unsanitary behavior.
Get thee some tongs.
Oh.
According to investigators, a female sheriff's deputy was having lunch Friday afternoon with her 2 children at Mazzio's Pizza.
Mazzio's, back home.
When she was assaulted by Lindsay Williams, age 29. As detailed in an Oklahoma City police report, the deputy was, quote, at the salad bar selecting food for her plates.
I like this. I like this. I like this.
When she spotted... No, the deputy was selecting food for her plates. When she spotted Williams using her bare hands to grab salad out of the bowl.
I'd be whipping some shit at her, too.
The deputy alerted restaurant staffers who changed out the salad after the lettuce had been replaced. Williams then returned to the salad bar and again dug her hands into the salad bowl, prompting the deputy to tell her that she should not do that.
And then sucker punched her?
Yep. Williams,
yep.
police allege, responded by punching the deputy in the face. A blow that knocked the deputy's glasses clean off.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
When salad bars go wrong.
Williams was subsequently arrested for
like
assault and battery.
It is people.
There was
like
no
you.
attorney on record.
Oh, of course
it's
not.
people like you that keep
It's
me away from salad bars.
Which is a damn shame because I sort of love salad bars until I think about it.
When Sweet Tomatoes left over here in the corner, I love Sweet Tomatoes.
Second saddest day of your life.
Yes.
Boston Market was the saddest.
Between the two. Between the two.
People like you knowing the punchline.
It's people like you.
It's people like you.
There's really no need to talk out loud. All right, so here's a fun one from the South. Montgomery, Alabama.
Here's a fun one from the South.
Oh, look at Marnie. She's back.
Oh.
It seems like her head is not connected to her body the way
Notice
it used
I
to
placed
be.
those specifically so you know where to get to.
Oh, there she is again.
I wanted to get a little table and just set that over there, but I didn't. Hey Siri.
That's how tired I am that I find that delightful.
It was
so entertaining.
The first night she did it when you were standing in line trying to vote. We laughed for a good 7 minutes.
Oh my God, we died for a half hour.
Oh God, it was fucking hilarious. funny shizzle.
Still funny.
Still funny.
Next caller.
I do like that Aaron said that Sweet Tomatoes is going to be your drag name. That's fantastic.
And where am I
ladies and
working?
gentlemen, Sweet Tomatoes.
And you know where I'm working? I'm working the Boston market, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting it done. So the Alabama legislature came back into session Tuesday after a 12-day break dominated by news of the sex scandal involving the governor, a state lawmaker.
Oh, yeah.
Involving the governor, a state lawmaker filed articles of impeachment against Governor Robert Bentley, who admitted to having made racy remarks to one of his closest aides, but has been accused of much more. Flanked at a news conference by 3 lawmakers representing both parties, State Representative Ed Henry, a Republican, presented the proposed articles declaring the governor, also a Republican, unfit to serve the state of Alabama. We're looking at the governor who has essentially betrayed the trust of the people. The only course the people of Alabama have to address the issue is through the impeachment process. And whenever you get into impeachment over having an affair, like, everybody's got to be taking a look at their own lives and be like, Can we throw this stone? Are we okay with this? But the problem with this turd, Mr. Bentley, is that he's one of those family values, protect the sanctity of marriage. But yeah, and here's our live reporter to tell us about Governor Bentley's racy remarks.
Have you been following any of this on Maddow? Because she has been on this.
Has anybody noticed that our John Oliver looks a little bit like Maddow?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it does.
Same haircut.
Kind of manly.
Yeah. There you go. Cut it off at the bow tie. Because I think even she wouldn't make a choice like that. Is that a bow tie?
Who knows?
I can't tell.
Regular tie.
So, I mean, this guy is just such a pig. But, I mean, there was the comments. And why was that taped? What were they trying to tape that they got him touching her tits?
Oh, no, because there was already an allegation. There was already a suspicion that he was cheating on his wife. There was already that. So she had hired, if I'm not mistaken, if I follow it correctly, there was a PI hired.
Private investigator.
Exactly. I was
people like
trying to Magnum PI my way through this. And those conversations were recorded because she wanted some sort of a backing to prove that that's what was going on. So the story all goes that, these tapes came out. He knew it was happening. There was I guess there's an annual picture that is done every year where all of the mascots, again, going back to the dressed up people in furry clothing, the mascots all come to the governor's mansion for a gathering and a thing every year, and all of the mascots take a picture with the governor and his wife. Well, what they didn't know was that the day that happened this year, that morning, she'd filed for divorce. So she still went through and took a picture.
Put her arms around Tony the Tiger.
Right, did all that, yada, 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 but nobody else knew that they had already filed for divorce, or she had already filed for divorce from him because of this scandal. Well, then comes to find out that he then fired his chief of staff, because the chief of staff wouldn't go along and hide his story. So he fired the chief of staff, kept the woman who the allegation was about at that time.
Yeah, now she resigned.
And now she conveniently had to resign. Yeah. And he keeps,
unrelated though.
And he keeps apologizing, but he won't really say what he's apologizing for in all of the news conferences. So the other thing that Matt Al brought up, and this was rather funny, the state hates him, all the people want to impeach him, all this other stuff's coming up. They want to see him in jail. So in a horrible stroke of bad luck, his team decides, as a PR move, because he's still got to govern the state, he goes to a prison, and all these photo ops show him behind bars in a prison. So it's like he's done it twice. He's gone to two different prisons. That's when you know
your own staff is fucking with you.
There's a picture of him standing at the commissary window where you get food in a prison. And it's like, this is what people already want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You fired your chief of staff who would have directed you away from that.
True.
Right. Oh, funny stuff.
But that's the thing, and that's why the impeachment's going to be hard. And that's kind of how the impeachment against Clinton petered out. Mm-hmm. Because, one of the guy that led the charge, or one of the ones later, was arrested in a bathroom with a wide stance, like, you know what I mean? Giving blowjobs in airport bathrooms. Mm-hmm. And that's how you get taken down. Like, no one's going to care about your sex scandal unless you've been preaching about family values and being a dick to people,
And then, big deal.
And then you're so about marriage, but now you're divorced, you're cheating on them, but you're just a warrior for family values.
That's what he won his election on, all that good Christian family value bullshit.
But I'm glad it's the Republicans that want to, like, the Republicans are like, no, you're a dirty fucking liar, can't keep his hands to himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the other odd thing is that the gentleman in whatever the state house that would have to file the impeachment papers
is sucking his dick.
No.
Just get
close.
Shot in the dark.
No, but the guy who would have to actually file the papers. Well, he's got 92 swear to God, like 92 charges against him for something else he did, and the star witness is the governor.
Oh, so Jesus Christ.
They're like, well, he's not going to file it because then the governor's not going to testify, in a nice way against his trial.
If I charge you for touching the titties and you can't testify that I didn't touch the titties, when clearly we're all about the titties.
Yeah, and I'm always reminded when it's like every time you point at somebody, there's three fingers pointing back at you. Oh, but listening to this whole story
play out. But hey, it's Alabama. Nothing but family values.
Oh, yeah.
Traditional, God-fearing.
It has been a fun story to watch all of it. And I keep wanting to send him text messages to my cousin because oddly his last name is Bentley. I want to find if he's related to this fucker. But I don't think they are. But I just thought it was funny.
Want to walk up and shake his hand and be like, hey, it's people like you.
People like you.
Speaking of backwoods people like that, Sarah Palin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crazy train coming down the track.
Went to Wisconsin over the weekend to tout her preferred candidate, of course, Donald Trump, at a GOP fundraiser dinner. What happened next? Well,
I wish we had audio of it. I'm sure.
So I'm sure. You know what? And unfortunately, I just got the text article and have not actually listened to the.
Tell me what the headline or story is called. I'll look for it right quick.
It's on the Washington Post. You probably missed Sarah Palin's speech in Wisconsin.
Okay, I'll look it up. You keep going.
The entire speech, which you can watch in its entirety, ran 18 minutes. Oh, Palin got applause 3 times. One when she was introduced.
I bet one of them is when she left. Yeah. What's the mid one?
Number 3, when she finished. Number 2, when she mentioned Hillary Clinton and Benghazi, of course.
Benghazi.
Everything's about... Ring a bell.
Right. Everything in the middle, well... Here's a few of the writer's select favorite lines in the order in which they were said.
Okay.
Quote, getting off the airplane, seeing all the green and gold, and the green and gold until I'm dead and cold. Paraphernalia everywhere.
It's people like her.
Yeah.
This awesome awakening the shifting and sifting and the exposing of this rabid bite for them to hang on to any kind of relevancy and to hang on to their gravy train.
Is she a rapper?
Exactly.
It's
the illiterate rapper.
I can't even tell you. Like, it was kind of scary when she was, vying to be a heartbeat away from the presidency.
Yeah.
But now, hilarious, and I could watch her talk all day. Speaking about immigrants, she said, quoted, inducing and seducing them with gift baskets. Come on over the border, and here's a gift basket of teddy bears and soccer balls.
What?
Right. In order to work, to produce, to strive, and to thrive, and to really be alive in the greatest country on earth.
Swear to God, she's trying to fucking be a rapper. There's two. Who's writing her shit?
A moose.
Literally
a moose.
Is CeeLo Green writing her stuff?
When she comes out with a fuck
you.
fuck you too.
That is so funny.
Isn't it? There's more. There's more.
Oh, keep going. We got an hour and a half to
Trashing
fill.
our economy, shipping out jobs, letting us foot the bill, palling around with the same old politicos and insiders. And we won't retreat. We'll reload. We'll reload.
Yeah. But never understands why people think she's encouraging someone to shoot someone. What is it you reload, dear?
Nobody even knows.
Gift cards?
Not her mouth. Well, her mouth, yes. The brain, no.
No. It's stopped.
No.
It's still at the station.
It's just awkward and impossible to stop watching.
There's a video. It's a minute 47 that goes along with that story. I don't know if it's just her greatest hits or her throwing bars like that. It's her rapping.
I love it. Just like lay down some lines, Sarah. Just
lay it down.
Just put some tracks out there.
And she was just photographed next to a dead. Was it some big animal? Was it a badger?
No idea. Badgers aren't that big.
Something she killed. Yeah,
elk are big.
And I think it would be wrong to kill it. Yeah. It would be wrong to kill a badger for that. But it's in the news today of like let me Google it. She's like laying next to a dead animal.
It's just good television.
It's not Scott.
Oh wait, and now I forgot her name.
It's always
Sarah
been good
Palin.
television.
It's always been good television.
Seriously, like I could just watch her speak and just be entertained and just blown away.
Oh wait, hang on, listen, hang on a minute.
As I'm walking through the airport and seeing all the green and gold and the green and gold till I'm dead and cold. This awesome awakening, the shifting and sifting and the exposing of this rabid bite, illegal immigrants, welcoming them in, even inducing and seducing them with gift baskets. And I thank you so much for your graciousness and allowing me to kind of crash your fish fry. He, better than anyone, isn't he known for being able to command fire?
Talking about Trump.
You ready for a commander-in-chief who will let our warriors do their job and go kick ISIS? Trump.
That's the part they bleeped out of
trumpeters
right.
are right-winging, bitter, clinging, proud clingers of our guns, but he can kick ISIS.
In fairness, that last one was actually Tina Fey.
Yeah, but you can't tell the difference.
You cannot tell the difference.
Fire.
She just says whatever she wants. It's like her mouth starts driving before her brain gets in the car.
It's so true.
So it's a wild boar.
Okay.
Here, I don't know if I can send you the link.
Do it in Facebook.
The Facebooks.
That's how we get around all this shit.
But so she a feral hog. She killed a feral hog. And in the industry, she is not the feral hog.
She's not. Though you'd think she would be, but she is not.
All right, let's get this to you so you can put it up. But this was her campaign contribution, is her on the ground next to a feral pig. And you're like, what?
Wait, is the pig dead?
I don't know when.
She shot it. There's also, I forgot to tell you about the...
About the shooting incident?
About the exactly. Got a shooter.
We got a bleeder. Oh, hang on. There, I see it. Hang on.
Wait, we see it. It's coming.
Oh, no.
Standing by.
I'm getting better at that. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't instantly, but it was in
that was
yeah.
quick, yeah.
It was definitely in the room within.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Yeah.
Stand by. Gotta get
bigger than her brain.
God.
That's not hard.
Yeah, that's an ant.
Yeah, really.
Look.
Not an ant, sorry, but an ant.
An ant is also bigger than
An ant. Different. Yes. So what's the backstory of this picture then?
This was the picture that she, I just killed the page, but this is what she tweeted put out in support of
Trumpeter?
Trump's campaign in Wisconsin today. Like, this dead pig.
Vote for Trump. Here's a dead pig.
And look at the fucking size of that, though. That thing's huge.
Those things are huge.
Yeah.
And
and smarter than her, sadly.
Okay, I have a technical question that I probably know the answer to. Okay, I was like, was that picture taken in Phoenix, Arizona? Because no. it looked like it had stamped the picture like from a news source.
No, our entire show is broadcast from Phoenix. So
yeah, okay.
In case you didn't know that.
Well, no, I was thinking that it carries over the picture, so it's probably our show. But I was a little worried that she found a pig in Arizona and shot it.
No.
We call them javelinas.
I really think that's a boar. That's a boar.
No, that's a boar.
Javelinas are rats. Boars are pigs.
Javelinas are part of the vermin family?
Rodents. Yeah, they're rodents.
I did not realize.
Yes, when someone tells you that they're going to cook up their javelina and put it on a spit, that's not pork, dears. You're eating rodents.
Oh.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker.
That filthy motherfucker. All right, so let me tell you about just a really shitty day. In Malibu, a driver managed to get out of his SUV after it nearly went off a cliff and then was struck by a passing bus in Malibu. This poor guy. The man was conscious and breathing when he was rushed to a hospital following the 2 crashes Saturday. He lost control of his SUV, which slammed into a guardrail and hung precariously over the side of the cliff. Officials say the man was disoriented, and when he got out of the vehicle, he stepped into the lanes of traffic and was struck by a tour bus of Malibu.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's just one of those days where, like, oh my god, I made it out alive. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat room to the article so you can see the pictures.
Oh no, I'm gonna post the picture right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I happen to have it. I saw the story earlier. There's the SUV, just precariously perched over the edge.
Yeah, and if you get the shot from the other angle,
I did not have that.
Survived that.
Survived that.
But then, and like, it's clearly hanging, and it's a big drop off. There's a picture taken from the highway that you can see in the distance, like a reverse shot. And it's just terrifying. And then all of a sudden he gets hit by a car. And you're like, oh, honey, this was a day you should have stayed in bed.
I'm already nervous just looking
actually,
at the picture.
I think this is, hang on. Whoa, boom. Well, this doesn't actually help, but it shows a different angle of the where the fuck is it?
And the Onion was on fire today, so I thought this was an Onion story.
This is just a different angle, but like...
But you get an idea of the size of the cliff that they're on when you see that wall.
It still looks like Nope.
Yeah.
No, I have no desire to be part of that at all.
But the reason I thought it was part of a longer Onion story, because the Onion was just popping them out today. Like they were either that or everybody on Facebook had a favorite Onion story they were sharing.
Popping them out like they should have called Governor Pence and just told him, hey, happening. Things are happening.
Things are coming out of my vagina. I don't know if I should bury it or feed it.
Oh, my. Oh, heavens. Is it your story, my story?
I just went, so you, right?
All right. Police say his wife was screaming and banging on the roof of his car, and still a Florida man drove more than 6 miles before being pulled over by police. Richard Addy of Palm City, Florida, was arrested last week in Stuart, Florida, after a night of drinking with his wife, Treasure Coast News reports.
Treasure Coast.
Quote, I've been doing this job over 20 years, said Police Corporal Brian Bozio, and I've never seen anything like this before. The 69-year-old man allegedly told the officer that he and his wife had gotten into a spat after drinking at a couple of bars, and he decided to leave without her. Well, she had no part of that. She was going to go, and it wasn't until he stopped at a traffic light that he said that he heard her banging on the top of his Toyota Sequoia, according to the police report.
So there's room up there for one.
Instead of helping her down...
American Steel, ladies and gentlemen.
Instead of helping her down, Addy allegedly told police that he just continued driving because he, quote, did not have a cell phone to call police.
Or call her and tell her to get off, bitch.
Of course, Addy had some better alternatives than to continue driving, and that's why the cops are so bewildered, they said. Addy stated that he drove to the Martin County Courthouse in hopes of finding police presence there, the report reads. Addy was arrested on charges of reckless driving and was cited for allowing a passenger to ride outside of the vehicle.
And wasn't he drunk too?
I didn't say anything about this. The arresting officer noted that there was a strong odor of alcohol on his breath, but there's no mention of DUI or lawyers in the story.
Interesting.
Welcome to Treasure Cove, Treasure Chest,
Palm City, or whatever the hell it is in Florida.
Long ago, that happened to a boyfriend of mine.
I think you told that story.
Sad, I'm sure I have.
I feel like there was a pickup truck and an air mattress.
Well, if we're using the phrase boyfriend, this is a long
time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment. I think I was like 21.
Was it in the single wide trailer on an air mattress?
No, it was post single wide trailer.
Oh, okay.
No?
Got it.
I know.
Just a simple girl with a dream of another girl. Same dream.
Simple girl with a dream.
With a guy in the middle that needs to move.
And a guy that won't get off my truck. Right.
Guy won't get off my truck.
Sad for him.
Oh, you could write country songs.
Can we have a 30-second dance break? It's
always been a dream of mine.
That's all you need. That's all you need is a 30-second dance break.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like that's a cry for help. I don't know why.
A little bit.
Oh. Okay, we'll do that.
And now, we dance. What's this? It's a 30-second dance break. Seconds of jelly jiggling fun. This is your 30-second dance break. What's this? It's a 30-second dance break. If you think it sucked so far, just wait till after this 30-second dance break.
Joe, don't you worry about how fucking long this dance break is. Sometimes you just got to get up and go make coffee.
Settle down. We're very busy.
Yeah. Well, yes, Jenny, it's Detox Tuesday.
It is.
Kind of, sort of. I'm drinking coffee and water, and so's Al.
I climbed on board and poured myself a beer, and I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Not really. Yeah.
Over it.
It just looks like a urine sample now.
It really does. That's what color my urine still is till I get the fluid levels in my body back.
Oh, you know it's better when you just piss clear. You're like, oh.
No, that's good.
No, that's actually good.
I thought it was just vodka. Sorry.
Entirely possible.
Very different, Belle. Just very. And
I just kept it in the basket of my bike so I wouldn't forget it today. Because as he's like screaming at people walking by in the parade, he would turn and be like, "Stop with the fucking bell!" And I'm like, "I can't. I seriously can't."
But I didn't realize that was only keeping him awake.
Yeah, it really was keeping me awake. But then people got into it. Like Aaron, all of a sudden, like one of the crowds of like young enthusiasts went by.
Okay.
I don't know if it was 1 in 10 or one of
They
the
were
high
awfully
schools.
loud.
And they had a huge group. I was so happy to
1
see
in
that.
10 often does.
All
yeah.
of a sudden, Aaron, like people wanted the bells to ring because whatever the group was that went by, like the cheer just wasn't enough. Everybody wanted to add something to it. So all of a
Yeah.
sudden, people found their bells.
That's good.
I just kept thinking you got to ring them bells. Every
Yeah.
time I heard that, I kept thinking that. Ring my bell, my bell. Oh gosh.
We're not getting that for that one.
Yeah,
No.
no one's gonna recognize that song.
Yeah,
that's like Celebration by Kool and the Gang on bagpipes.
Let
You're
the-
not gonna know that.
Let the
happened.
computer scrub it for that song.
You're not gonna know that happened.
Right.
Ross, nobody knows what that song is.
Who did the last story?
Was it you?
I don't know. Was
I feel like it was you.
All right, I
Okay,
feel
then
like it was
continue
you.
on. Kat Carlson, ladies and gentlemen.
Swedish booze cruisers to get back 1,000 liters of alcohol.
Ooh.
That's right. 2 Stockholmers are set to have more than 1,000 confiscated liters of alcohol returned to them after an appeals court found they did not bring the stuff into Sweden illegally.
Wow.
The pair got caught at customs in January of 2014 with 867.36 liters of beer,
Wow.
236 liters of wine, and 69 liters of spirits in their car, returning from a rather substantial spending spree in Germany.
No shit, it was a substantial spending spree.
It is not uncommon for Swedes to make regular trips to other European countries to purchase alcohol, avoiding high prices at the country's state-run monopoly stores. The man and woman in question claimed that they had bought the alcohol, a value of about $3,000, for a wedding.
Oh, that's appropriate.
Seems legit.
It's a fun wedding.
However, officials in a district court argued that the haul exceeded the limit of what could reasonably considered, quote, for personal use, and suspected that they had tried to smuggle it into Sweden to sell on the black market.
Ooh.
But an appeals
Dun, dun, dun.
But an appeals court has now ruled in favor of the pair and reported to a local newspaper on Tuesday, writing that a series of witnesses read out in court to support a claim that the two had a habit of consuming a lot of alcohol.
They were just preparing for a busy day.
I love the thing that I loved about this were the witnesses that really just read out in court. These people drink.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mama got a problem.
Listen, they're okay. This is called Tuesday.
That's barely gonna get them through the
Right.
rehearsal dinner,
They're-
let alone the actual
They're
wedding.
not even gonna get to the wedding with this much. Settle down, Sweden.
Down. Keep your liquor to yourself.
Keep your liquor to yourself.
But who knew there was a black market for Swedish
For
liquor?
booze in Sweden, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew? I guess when you let the state control your liquor.
It's people like you.
It's
That's what I want to
people
say
like-
to Sweden.
Sweden, you have a message. It's people like you.
All right. Well, we're gonna go. Oh, I turned it off. Damn it. Well, we're gonna go with famous people born today
Oh,
because I need pictures for my story.
Kat Carlson?
So this
No, I
yeah.
wasn't born today.
But this one comes up every year as like kind of a stacked birthday. Gregory Peck, Betty Davis, Mitch Pileggi from The X-Files,
Huh?
Spencer Tracy, Frank Gorshin, who was the Riddler in the old TV series of
With Adam West.
yes, with Adam West.
Batman.
Roger Corman, the director of all those B movies, big director. Melvin Douglas, Oscar winner for Being There. Michael Moriarty.
Which sounds hard to say.
Yeah, and Peter Greenaway, the director of The Cook, the Thief, his wife, and her lover. And there's one more big one down here. Walter Houston, 3-time Academy Award winner. Like
Born today,
yeah,
April
all
5th?
born on today. And I know we've done this like every year because every year it comes up as like, this was just an Oscar-packed birthday to have.
That's interesting.
But I love it. So it's Betty Davis's birthday. So smoke a cigarette.
Oh, that explains some of the memes I saw today on the
What
Facebooks.
a dump. I could imagine her enjoying it. It's people like you.
It's people like you.
When she sees Marilyn Monroe in All About Even, Marilyn Monroe starts like saying something. She's like, "Enchanté to you too," and she walks away.
People like you.
It's people like you.
Me? My turn to go?
Sure.
Because I needed you for my Donald Trump.
Oh, yes, because we're going to do that next. A New York nurse has surrendered her license after pleading guilty to taking inappropriate photos and video of incapacitated patients, state officials have announced.
Dun, dun, dun.
Kristen Johnson used her iPhone back in 2014 to take several pictures of a patient's penis and to film an exposed female patient who was being cleaned and treated for a gastrointestinal blood clot.
Did the FBI just unlock her phone?
No.
Just
I'll
checking.
tell you why
Carry on.
they didn't have to. Syracuse.com reports this story. Johnson reportedly shared the content of her phone with other nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Authorities arrested
Like
the
you do.
27-year-old back in May. Johnson pleaded guilty in November to a misdemeanor disseminating of unlawful surveillance photos while working at Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse. She did not argue to being morally unfit for practice, according to the
You got
state's
me.
education department. As part of a plea deal that reduced an initial felony charge, she will serve 3 years probation. Local outlet WRGB TV is reporting.
And she will never be able to use the phone on her camera again. They're just going to delete that from all her future phones.
The app from her, right. But have you ever, in all of your years, are there stories that go around the restaurant that talk about anybody's ever done that you know of?
You hear stories. You never know if they're true because it's always like somebody's aunt's mother's cousin was a nurse that took a picture. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It's always that one story. But family members are always wanting to take pictures. I'm like, really? You know what I mean? Like, I just like with this. What are you going to show them later?
Uncle Jim's unconscious with tubes coming out of his neck. You want to take pictures of that?
Yeah, and there's
No.
a reason for a photo now. Like,
No.
and I don't get it. And so I
Yeah.
always say,
Whatever.
we'll talk to like, and I always pass it off to day shift. Like, you got to ask on day shift, and
Right.
somebody that has something like police officer or social worker behind their name has to address that question. Because to me, it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because but people take. I mean, you go to like horrific to monuments of like death or loss, and people are like snapping pictures. And you're like, why do you want to take a picture of that? But again, I don't take very rarely take pictures. I mean, I take way more now than I ever used to, but I do not understand being somewhere solemn and being like, click, 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 like a pretty
I don't know
sunset
either.
or something. I might snap it and be like, oh, I wonder if those colors will show up, or you know what I mean?
Right.
But most of the time, I'm kind of like, let's take this in. But
You're more of an experience kind of a person.
yeah, and at
No.
the USS Arizona in Pearl Harbor, I just did not get the picture taking. That to
Oh,
me
yeah, I
was
don't
so
know.
like.
So
I'm like,
somber.
it's kind of someone's grave. Like what kind? It's not kind of someone's grave. It's many people's grave.
Yeah.
There's
that.
no reason
There's
to
that.
do that.
Ms. Carlson?
I don't know. I'm out of stories.
You're honest? Okay, well, that's all right. Al, you want to do your Trump story?
Yeah. So in a really funny turn of events, turns out Donald Trump has a star on the Walk of Fame.
Shut up.
In Hollywood's Walk of Fame. I don't know. It must be for TV.
When did it get there? Tell me about the story.
You gotta
All right,
Google
I'll
it and find
Google.
out where it is. I was shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. He received it in 2007 for his work on the reality competition series The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
And it's got a TV right in the center of it.
Yep. Oh, and there it is. It is for TV. It has been regularly defaced with spray paint and graffiti, and has even been urinated on and defecated on by some detractors,
Good.
including one overzealous canine. I love the mute symbol.
The mute.
There was the mute symbol for like a player.
Right.
And then there's
Right.
the swastika. And the interesting thing, the copy underneath the swastika said, like, we're not sure if this is for or against.
Yes. I thought that was good. And then
This might be supporters enjoying him, or it could be people saying he's a Nazi.
and the one that Al's just talking about is this one with the wonderful pooch.
Yeah, the dog that took a dump on Donald Trump, and then they have it, like, smiling up.
Yes. Good dog.
It feels a
Good
little
dog.
posed, but I'm okay with that.
Hey, that's all right.
And then you should have the one of the guy peeing, who looks very well endowed.
I kept looking and I couldn't
Oh.
find that one.
That was in the picture.
In the story?
Yeah, the story that I
Stand
had.
by. Let me go. Let me see. Because I did not.
And there's one with like a Spider-Man, and you know how they have the people dressed up as characters.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where it looks like a woman is taking a shit on it, and like Spider-Man's there to do something. I do not know. But the city of Los Angeles, and it's not the city of Los Angeles or the city of Hollywood that does it. It's its own special thing. The people that keep up the stars, and I can't remember what they're called. But their answer is to just take the star out because they're spending so much time.
Oh, I found this picture. I didn't realize it was. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, with the defacement.
Yeah.
And just really fucking funny. Hi, Barbara.
Oh, the Barbara. Barbara, I sent you a text message. Apparently, you're not responding for. Oh, there you are. Hang on.
Oh, there it is.
Stand by,
Turns
Barbara.
out I'm not listening. You responded. I'm not listening.
Yes.
That does happen.
It does happen.
So,
More than-
why can't I think of the name of the people? It's a group, anyways, that do the stars, and it's you actually buy them, so it makes perfect sense. Like your fan club or something has to raise a certain amount of money to get you a star.
The Hollywood Historic Trust.
There's the picture
Yeah.
you were talking about.
Yeah, there's the guy peeing on it.
Oh.
It looks like he's got a happy member there.
Atta
Healthy.
girl.
Yeah.
Get after it.
Wow, that's ballsy. Just in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, you just whip it out, piss on a star.
Yeah.
Would you like to piss on a star? Carry dog shit home in a jar. It's all on the same star.
Wow, you're really on a roll
Sarah
there.
Palin, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
I was inspired by Sarah Palin. Inspired by her.
It's people like you.
It is, really is.
It really is.
Fucker. Fucker.
I want that song to be my ringtone.
Yeah. But
Would you like to swing on a star? Or the one I just
piss on
made
a
up?
star.
The one you just.
Okay, got it.
The one you just sang.
clearly the one you made up.
Are you done with that story?
Yeah, that's it. We pissed on it. We shat on it.
Got it. Well,
literally.
From one healthy member to another, we'll continue.
Oh.
We'll just wrap up headlines with this story before we go into something else. A man is accused of trying to, they call it budgie smuggle, more than half a pound of cocaine into Spain. Police officers stopped the 43-year-old into Spain.
How's the rain?
Into Spain.
In his pants, apparently.
How's the planes?
Police officers stopped the 43-year-old at Madrid's Adolfo Suarez Barajas, whatever airport on Friday.
Oh, you were doing so
What is
well.
it? What is it?
I don't know, but the first
Suarez Barajas? Barajas? Barajas?
Barajas.
Yeah, Barajas.
An airport in Madrid following a flight from Costa Rica. Well, they found nothing during a bag search, but when they turned their attention to the enormous bulge between his legs, they reportedly discovered a packet containing 0.8 of a pound of the narcotic. The National Police tweeted the image, which looks like this. Let me get over here. It looks like
We're gonna see a big package.
They're
so subtle. I don't know how they caught it.
The caption says, "A suspicious package between his legs." The packet was lodged between a floral pair of boxer briefs and a tighter black pair worn over them. The unidentified man faces drug smuggling charges and still remains in custody.
Hashtag you're doing it wrong.
Exactly. Maybe long and thin instead of all that girth. Maybe that's what threw him off.
Maybe that's what threw him. I don't know.
If it's wider than your leg, which it clearly is in this photo.
Right. And I would think if it was, you'd be a porn star and you're probably flying private anyways. It wouldn't matter. Where are we going from here? Well, I'm just going to guess.
Porn stars do very well in your world. I like that.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't have many friends that are porn stars. Actually, I think I have none that are porn stars. Star.
Yeah, exactly.
They might have done one.
Yeah.
Not a star. Just a guess. Al, are you ready to do entertainment something or
Were
other?
you ever really famous? And how can you be a has-been?
Wait a minute. You know what?
I'm a star. You know who I am.
Hang on. You know what? Let's do. What are
we doing?
We're going to stand by.
We don't know.
We're going to do something. Let's do this. Hang on a minute. Which is this. Stand by. I hate the hiss behind this, but we'll see what happens. We're going live to somebody not standing in line somewhere.
Clayton.
Hi, Barbara Seville. This is Clayton McKee.
It's Barbara Seville.
I know it. Are you eating something?
What?
What are you eating?
Finish the curd.
I'm not eating anything.
Oh, it sounded like you were smacking. Are you just putting your teeth back in?
No.
Okay. I'm sitting here live with Kat Carlson and Al Perkins and all of the tens of people who are listening around the world.
Dozens.
We called you.
Tell your mom I said hi.
We called we need some clarification on something. Remember you saw us last night, Al and I, at Stacy's?
I do. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember, because I have photographic evidence.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, the picture is up on the screen. Can you explain this outfit to us?
I can't.
Was it fire?
It was 2 yards of fabric with a hole cut in the middle. It was my 5th day of drag in a row.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something drapey so I didn't have to wear
So you went with drapes.
pantyhose and.
Got it. That sounds like a tarp to me.
But you're fun is it's people like you, Barbara. That's what I keep telling them.
Thank you. They're available on my in the store on my website.
Oh, what do you have a
one size fits most. not all people.
Is the what's your website, Barbara?
The other thing I wanted to ask you is if you could build a store for my website. While I have you here.
Oh, the Melissa McCarthy collection. Ginny, that is funny shit right there in the chat room. The Melissa McCarthy collection, Barbara Seville's modeling it, and the Susie Orman-esque hair was kind of nice too.
It was. I didn't have any fucks to give. I was exhausted.
Okay, yeah, no. But why did you choose to sing karaoke, Barbara? That's really the biggest question.
Why did I sing or why didn't I?
No, why did you?
Because I was invited. I can't remember who. I was in the bag by the time I got there.
Yeah. No, he was a handsome gentleman. You can't tell from the back. You can kind of tell from the back.
Do you remember trying to give dancing instructions to the cast of 42nd Street that was there?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
You were trying. You didn't know they were from 40, but you told them that you were doing a time step, and they're like, yeah, we know.
I totally forgot about that, actually. The sad thing is I didn't stop drinking and I continued down the road.
I thought you were going to say the sad thing is I didn't stop dancing.
Picture it. Susie Orman's on the dance floor, screaming out, kickball change, boys!
I forgot about that.
Well, Barbara, we just wanted some clarification because you weren't here to defend yourself, so we wanted you to explain it, and we're glad you did.
Investigative reporting.
And how was the OJ finale?
Did he do it?
Did you watch the OJ finale?
Oh, yeah, I just watched it. It was really good. It was very upsetting. Spoiler alert, he's acquitted.
Damn it, Barbara.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you. Well, all right. Well, Barbara, it's been great talking to you for a couple of the minutes. The rest of them kind of were sucky, but the 2 minutes were good.
Barbara, you're the real hero.
Like any conversation with you. See you later.
Bye, Barbara.
Bye, honey. Always a good time.
So fun.
Always a good time, Barbara Seville. And as much as we give her shit, Barbara is really a great person, and we have a lot of fun together. But the beauty of Barbara is that she can dish it out and take it, which is the best. Mm-hmm. She doesn't take offense to anything. I mean, unless you really are a bigoted asshole. Other than that, she'll take anything.
Yeah.
She's a good
And it was
kid.
a treat.
I think you should put that on her website.
Yeah.
On her store that I'm supposed to create
the
for her.
Yeah, well, we build the brick and mortar.
BarbaraSeville.com. We'll take anything.
But it was a treat. I finally venture out of the home and go in public and
run into her.
Barbara and Todd and other friendly people were there. The cast of 42nd Street was there to greet me and sing show tunes at me.
Also fun.
Fantabulous. Oh, my heaven's sakes alive.
But I couldn't remember because we were joking around at Pride because with the whole, you're the real hero. No, it's people like you, back and forth. And then I could not remember what it was that we were saying. And the minute I saw her last night, I was like, it's people like you. I just looked at her and it came right back to me. I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Let's do this little bitty because we're killing time because we can.
Sure.
We're going to come right back with Al Perkins. He's going to do some entertainment. We're going to talk about, I'm sure, other people that may have died, other things that he saw. I felt like I had something to contribute to entertainment, but I don't remember. I'll find it. I'll see what I can do.
No.
Everybody, Barbara put a link in the chat room. I wonder what that's for. Let's check on that. Amina and Jenny and Joe and Aaron, everybody in the chat room, and my mom, Mama Di, thank you. We'll be back in just moments. It's Q Talk America and an attempt to get the show done on a Tuesday night. I'm completely lost. I have no idea.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening again, everybody. It's the beginning of hour 3, or as some of you call it, the final hour of the hostage situation. It's Studio C live on a Tuesday night. It's the 5th of April where we are. I don't know what it is where you are, or whenever you're listening to it. It doesn't really matter. I want to give a thank you to Barbara Seville, who was just live with us on the phone explaining an outfit that she wore. We thought she'd lost the bet. We weren't sure. It's all right.
Turns out neither is she.
She didn't. Like she said, no fucks to give. She
Zero
was fine.
fucks.
She didn't care. Always a good time. Richard Stevens, thank you very much.
In case you were wondering what it looks like when a drag queen gives up.
That was it.
I mean, I like that she made it all the way to like the year of our Lord 2016 April of to like, finally be out of fucks. I stopped having them about 10 years ago.
It's true.
Yeah, but was that really the first moment?
Probably not.
It was the first time I'd ever seen it.
All right, as we continue on, let's do this. By the way, our drinking phrase is...
It's people like you.
It's people like you. So if you hear us say that, you'll know what it's for. But we're going to kick off this segment. It's Entertainment with Al Perkins!
I feel like someone died and we missed it. Like somebody big. So we might have to kill somebody off just to get
Dear
their...
We can Google it.
Did I ever tell you about the time I killed off Doris Day?
Oh, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Hostage situation with Doris Day. We'll chat about that. American Horror Story Season 6 has been announced. They have a couple of reviews, some things that are coming up on NBC in their like musical theater department. And a movie review just to get it all done. And if somebody can think of, somebody big died this week that I feel like we missed.
You talk, we'll Google.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I just said, dear Google.
Who died?
Who died this week, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have to do, really.
Well,
oh, you know who else's birthday it was today? Max Gale from Barney Miller. Since we seem to always talk about Barney Miller on here, his birthday was today too.
Wow.
So
my dad's was yesterday.
Was he on Barney Miller?
Yeah. No. Well, that would have been a fun news.
But I still haven't called him. I'm going to be 2 days late.
All right, well, that's all right.
I'm a terrible child.
So Ryan Murphy revealed that every actor who took the stage at the American Horror Story Paley Fest would be back next season on Sunday. That includes Finn Wittrock, who's the little hottie.
It's a great name.
Yeah, he's been in a couple big movies. He was in the Angelina Jolie movie about the guy Unbreakable. And
was there a
She's
song?
alive, damn it!
Unbreakable. I knew there was a song that went along with
about the
it.
guy that got captured in World War II. He was one of the people in the lifeboat.
Got it. Okay, I'm on board now.
He was in a couple of really big movies lately, but he was just a beautiful, beautiful little man. Cheyenne Jackson will be back, another beautiful man. Wes Bentley, Matt Bomer, Angela Bassett, Dennis O'Hare, Kathy Bates, Sarah Paulson, who we're going to talk about in a little bit here too. They're all going to be back, but they have not said yet what the name of the show is going to be, like who's going to be, like where they're setting it. You know, we just finished the hotel one, which one more, and it's just one more season that just went off the rails. Like that he needed an editor because at some point he turned all of Los Angeles. He started the thread that all of Los Angeles was being turned into vampires via the children. Oh. Because they are the future. And then he kind of like dropped that and they like all of a sudden contained it and brought all the vampires down into like the basement of the hotel. Like I was like, that was spreading like wildfire a second ago and now you just abandoned that. Yeah.
Let them
bite their way. Yeah. So, but it's exciting that show is coming back, and maybe
There's
this will be the season.
Everybody, I don't know why tonight we're all singing.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh my God! So
this is all I have to contribute.
Unbroken was Turns out Unbreakable is not it, but Unbroken was the name of the movie. Unbreakable is something completely different.
She's alive, damn it!
Unbreak my heart.
So that was that, and then the big death this week.
Yeah, get to that. I don't know who that is.
Was Gary Shandling, and
wasn't that last week?
Last week?
Did we talk about him last week?
Yeah, you talked about it last week.
Too. And I just realized that Sean Astin was Patty Duke's kid.
Yeah, because she's married to John Astin.
Yeah.
I don't.
And one of them, it's a.
We talked about that actually last week.
Oh, we did. And I think John Astin is the older one, and or Sean Astin is the older of the brothers. Mackenzie Astin is also an actor. That's the one that
never heard of.
Marnie was kind of offended that he didn't get more play in the obituaries. But I guess has been a paternity question because of Patty's days before medication of kind of getting around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that who the father of Sean Astin is up for debate, and Sean Astin kind of doesn't care. Like, he was always like, well, I had like 4 people that I called dad, and my mom was my mom, so I just kind of went with it.
Adopted and raised by her third husband, John Astin.
Yeah.
Also considers Desi Arnaz Jr.
Right, because Desi Arnaz Jr. was part of that mix.
And Michael Tell to be his fathers.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just an interesting story. Oh, so we did talk about Gary Shandling.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out we do this show like every week. Is
Weekly.
that how that works? Weekly.
No. In fact, one of the last critics to Pan has said that it's a weekly show.
Yeah.
Critics call it
Weekly.
frequent.
Too frequent.
Almost too often.
Almost.
So, well, you only die once, as I learned on a roller coaster in
And it's people
California.
like you.
It is people like you. It's like you can throw it right back at somebody. It makes it even better.
Catch and release right there.
So
I'm rubber, you're a glue.
Yeah. So Ryan Murphy, who just gets so many things wrong. See Glee season 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatever year they left that train.
When it stopped being funny.
Crashing. When it stopped being anything.
Yeah.
When it just started becoming whatever I thought of this week. I'll just change the character's whole motivation from this show to next show.
That was sad to me.
Sometimes Sue was the villain. Sometimes she was the good guy. Sometimes she was compassionate. Sometimes she was a bully. Like,
Right.
But
it was inconsistent as hell. And you could still have those moments where you are, you're
a little bit of redemption.
Right. But you're still, that consistent character needs to be evil all the time.
Yeah.
Even with Becky. Like, just keep it. I mean, Becky was the redemption of what's her coach? Sue Sylvester.
Sue Sylvester.
Yeah.
But so what Ryan Murphy has gotten amazingly right, in which Barbara just watched the season finale of, is the People versus O.J. Simpson, which is going to be called American Crime Story. And that's going to be another anthology, just like American Horror Story, where they're going to take a different crime every year.
Oh, a big crime, obviously.
A big crime, and they try to get you like all different aspects of it using the same cast of actors that seem to get a lot of work out of Ryan Murphy. So you really can't bitch, because
you were talking with Barbara about this, though she may not recall, but you two were talking about this a lot last night. And the biggest thing that I'm curious to find out about is, obviously, we all saw it from the one angle. We saw it from what the newscasters all could give us at the time.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is this is a 360 degree.
Flips it on its head, turns
all
it
of
around.
You get both sides. You get stories that were going on you didn't know was going on. For example, a lot of people don't know Marsha Clark was going through a custody battle and a divorce and some other things while she was trying to get all this done.
Yeah, and then
there's
all
a
of
lot of
sudden
other shit.
She went from a hard-working, very successful Los Angeles County, I assume, district attorney, to being in the public spotlight and being criticized for her looks and her hair and all these different things. And all of a sudden, like, attention she had never had before. She was just a successful woman. All of a sudden, she had to worry, like, what do I look like? And people were just taking her down at every turn.
The first televised, the big first televised
gavel
trial
to
ever.
gavel, gavel to gavel coverage.
Gavel to gavel.
Oh, that's what they called it.
I know it is, but I mean, we don't get to use that phrase enough.
Right, yeah. Gavel to gavel.
Isn't that where we got Nancy Grace?
Not Nancy Grace, but it's where Star Jones came from. On Court TV, Star Jones made a name for herself. Nancy Grace.
There was some other trial that came in. I thought it was that, but maybe not.
It might be, but she's the victim's advocate because her fiance was murdered, or what's she always going on and on about? I can't stand that bitch.
Oh, it's all about kids. It's every child and everything. That.
Yeah, and she makes everybody guilty. Like, no one is ever innocent in her world. Like, she's just awful. But anyway, so OJ,
she's just awful.
She just really. And I love in Gone Girl when they just skewer her, like just nail her to the wall for being a cunt. So anyways, The People versus O.J. Simpson. If you're not watching it, tonight's the season finale. Find it, watch it. It's great acting, great writing, really interesting to see something that most of us remember
Elizabeth Smart
vividly.
is where we get Nancy Grace from.
I want to say that's true. Actually, I think
it seems chronologically on her Wikipedia. Elizabeth Smart is where we get
yes.
Oh, it does put her alongside Johnny Cochran on a court TV show. So maybe that's where I'm getting confusion from.
Yeah, and it all went along, just all wrong. But to watch it all go wrong and all the intricacies, and the one episode was just about the jury, and I think it's called voir dire, is how you choose a jury. I think that's the term for it, where they do the selection. And so they did a whole episode on like how they selected the jury and like getting people kicked out. Well, then they show the jury, and the 1 hour is just about them, and it's based on all their interviews and the people that like followed it afterwards. A couple of them wrote books about the experience, and you find out like the living hell they were going through.
Right, they signed up. They were sequestered for how long?
8 months.
Jeez,
and without family, no TV. Like they could only watch rented movies. Like who lied, and they started picking apart the jury, so that like the both sides of the legal team started getting people kicked off the jury once they were on. They found stuff out about them, like one had a record of like a spousal abuse, one was a victim of something else, and finally Judge Lance Ito was like, "This shit ends. Like this is it. No more. I know what you're doing. Like I know that you're trying to get rid of all the black people. You're trying to get rid of all the white people," and it just turns into this. That shit was really going on, and then the jurors losing their minds, and some of them just dropping out because they were seriously having nervous breakdowns, like the separation from their family, living with strangers. It was like this really, really, really bad reality TV show that no one was filming, though. So it really, really was. It is good. I can't wait. I've been every Tuesday night after we finish here. I can't wait to go home. And sometimes the episodes are so like that meta thing where like, you're on a TV show about it, you know what I mean, about something you watched on TV. And I think I said this before, like I keep waiting for the camera to show me watching the TV
You said home. That last night, yeah.
Like because you just get everybody's reactions, and it's so immediate, because you're like, I remember that exact like how they turn their head or what they're doing, and it's
you've seen that shot before.
Yeah, and it's just genius to find out like in the back, like the dream team as they called them at the time was anything but. That was a fucking nightmare of like egos. One person constantly trying to strike a plea deal, the other one thinking they can get off, like the backstabbing, how they all knew each other. And Kardashian comes off as the most sympathetic character of all, of OJ's best friend that has to like keep hearing the evidence of like, did he murder my other close friend, Nicole? Like, so it's watching David Schwimmer just go through this part and just being torn apart that his best friend may have murdered his wife, and sometimes he believes it and sometimes he doesn't, and you're just it's gut-wrenching that you're like, what if that was your friend? Like
what would you do?
Yeah, what, like you were asked to like defend him and help him, but everything makes him seem guilty, but then they keep getting this evidence that makes it look like it could be a frame job, but so he's got to keep like going to the prison and visiting him, and it's interesting to see, and he's not alive to tell his side of the story, but I would be fascinated to. There's a Kardashian I would actually like to hear from.
That's the breaking news.
Yeah, that is the breaking news.
That's the breaking news.
So that's Ryan Murphy gone incredibly right. Like I cannot believe how well this is held together. I feel like somebody's got a leash on him or something. That's like, or he's got a true story that he can't embellish. And I know he wants to find a role for Angela Bassett and Kathy Bates in there somewhere. Like you can just feel it in his bones.
Just put him in there.
And God bless him, because if you're a slightly seasoned female actor, boy, does he got your number, and we'll find a great role for you.
He'll figure out how to get to you,
right?
Yeah,
he'll get to you very soon. So we'll just go through a couple more Whittle things. Okay, HBO. Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. I cannot believe I forgot about this last week.
My God, yes, I watched. Well, I sort of watched that. I need to watch it again. I kind of napped to it.
Audra McDonald in one of the greatest performances I have ever seen given.
Yeah.
All done in one, like on the stage.
One shot.
Just singing. This was an actual performance that Billie Holiday gave towards the end of her career, like 5 months before she died of liver failure and everything else that she died of, drug abuse, alcoholism. And it just has her on stage just going through. And at the start of the concert, she's okay, but then she drinks and she tells stories.
Her mind.
And the bar hired her as kind of like a, maybe you can get it on your feet. I think Emerson's is in Philadelphia.
Oh.
And so she tells stories. The bartender that's off camera, and she's just in front of an audience that has to watch this woman
unravel,
sing and unravel, and just sweat through her clothes.
Wow!
And have a complete meltdown.
And Audra McDonald is so fantastic in that. Like by the time I got to the end of that, and I really did. I don't remember what was wrong with her.
And you don't really care for Audra McDonald.
I don't like her when she does her own stuff, but when she's acting as like when they give her a role to play and sing in the style of this, like knowing what the instrument that she has, that she's willing to like sound like this beaten down
gravelly,
singer, boozy,
so good.
And it's just a remarkable performance. Her albums, like Audra McDonald sings the hits. I don't want those.
Okay.
But Audra McDonald gets told what to sing by somebody who, again, puts a leash on her and reel that in. You're so talented, but she kind of goes off on her own. She's a little bit opera. She's a little bit country. Like, it just goes kind of wrong. Reel that in.
All right.
But this performance, and Harrison actually watched it with me when she was here in town. And, like, we were both like, all right, we got to play something funny after that.
Right,
but
the end of that was like kind of uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
and I had fallen asleep like periodically throughout because it's also very nice music to sleep to.
Yeah,
it turns out
it's the lovely music of Billie Holiday.
Right.
One of her own songs is called I think it's called "Strange Fruit."
I think that sounds right.
Absolutely. So like, and I've kind of heard that song before. I was familiar with it, but it's about lynching and it's about the strange fruit that's on a tree.
Hanging in the trees.
Hanging from the trees. Oh, my God. And to watch her sing, I was just devastated.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to pause the TV and regroup my entire, like, way of thinking based on that. So if you have HBO, it's on HBO Go. It's on HBO Now. Steal a password from a friend. Do what you gotta do. Do not miss Audra McDonald as Billie Holiday and Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. And right off Broadway.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Broadway show was. They just stuck a camera down there.
Yep.
Maybe 3 cameras because it seems like they
had a couple of
they might have been able to cut to a close-up.
Yeah.
And now as far as theater coming to TV, NBC has picked up A Few Good Men. Aaron Sorkin's play from the 80s. The movie had Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore investigating the
play.
Yeah, it was a play, and that's where Aaron Sorkin, that's his big claim to fame, is that play. So it's coming live on NBC. That's what they're doing next. Kind of a big move to go with a pretty heavy-hitting drama with almost no light moments in it. But I like the idea of we're going back to that, the live Playhouse
live
90s and all the live TV of the early years. I don't remember it, but it happened.
Yesteryear.
Yeah, yesteryear. And then Hairspray will be NBC's next live musical, which I think is the perfect choice. Just a great show, great music, lots of fun. Every time they do it, you get an unknown girl that just rocks the shit out of those songs and let her have fun and bring back Michelle Pfeiffer. I just watched, in between, before my guests arrived and after they left, I watched The Fabulous Baker Boys last night, and what a great movie, all set to this beautiful jazz soundtrack. And granted, she's not the lead. She's the leading actress, but she's not the lead of the movie. That's a really long stretch to call her a lead actor in that movie. But boy, what a great performance and a really rockingly good movie. So give her that Oscar. And then the last thing I will say is I did a little movie review, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I loved the movie Cloverfield a couple years ago. Found footage was the theme. It was this movie that they kind of like threw out at the last minute. I think J.J. Abrams actually directed it. And no one had heard of it. They just showed a trailer like 2 months before. And it was this found footage of like these aliens invading the Earth. Well, this is like a companion piece. It's not a sequel or a prequel. It's kind of set in a different part of the country. But a really great performance by John Goodman as someone who may or may not have kidnapped someone for bad reasons, or he saved her life. Like, you're just not sure what they're all doing in this bomb shelter. And it's just a 3-person piece, and it's just really creepy. But John Goodman, like, not that he hasn't been consistently giving us great performances.
Right.
I mean, he's been in like 3 of the last 5 Academy Award-winning Best Pictures. But just this is his star turn in a creepy little fucking role, and you just can't tell. Like, you honestly can't tell why they're in the bunker. Like, is something bad happening outside, or did he just kidnap a girl? And who is the third person? Did they really just sneak in at the last second, or is he some part of the plot too? It was really well done. 90 minutes in and out. You can rent it at home. You don't need to see it at the theaters, but It's a really good performance.
Now, I heard a review that said that there's a point almost to the end where the movie kind of goes to black and then comes back. And the reviewer, I think it was on the radio, was saying that they just should have stopped there. Like, it kind of ruined when it came back. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that part. And because of what Cloverfield was about, you knew, like, and since this was, like, somehow related to Cloverfield, but you're not sure how, you knew something was coming. So I think, like, the last 10 minutes of the movie may have been a jarring, like, how the fuck did we get here?
But get to here
you got
for
there
some
because the
people?
name of the movie is Cloverfield. Wait. So
Reading the chat room. Hang on, Kites.
yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what it made 75% of the audience nauseated. Oh, he must be talking about the original Cloverfield because that was found footage and handheld cameras.
Oh, very Blair Witch.
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh, good enough.
And the movie, it's called
'Cause that one made me
Jenny. If I
seasick
didn't
as
already
fuck.
say it, it's Billie Holiday. Okay, you got that. And we're all back.
And we're back.
So that's just it. And there's a couple good. Eye in the Sky. Alan Rickman's last movie is out. Now they're like slowly rolling it out, and I'm so excited tomorrow. I'm going to go see My Name Is Doris.
I so want to see that movie.
Well, you should drive me tomorrow.
I do. I have a meeting at noon. I don't know what.
2:45 is the movie time at the Esplanade.
I really do want to see that movie.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
And yes, Human Centipede and that, I saw that, and it gave me nightmares that I still have. I actually, I can't even think about that movie for too long. It upset me so much. And I heard there's like a sequel and another movie afterwards, and I couldn't. That's one of the few movies that like haunted my dreams for years. And if I think about that too much, I start to get like sick and want to just leave my head. I want a lobotomy to forget that movie.
Like
don't know anything about it, and that's okay. We don't need to explain it to you.
No.
Something else, and I guess I'd throw this in entertainment. I just thought it was kind of cool because we find the Olympics to be entertaining when they are on. Wheaties boxes. Wheaties has chosen to do a Legends series and give people their props of being on a Wheaties box that formerly never were. Somebody out there may have heard of a 1984 and 1988 gold medal winner named Greg Louganis, who has never once been on a Wheaties box. Well, as luck would have it, Wheaties has chosen to put Greg Louganis on a Wheaties box at this point.
Getting ready for an evening out.
He understands, according to the story, he understood why at the time he wasn't put on it. If you all forget, he actually was the openly gay HIV positive diver who legendarily hit his head on the diving board, caused a huge hullabaloo because he found out he was positive, and he hit his head and he was bleeding and he was in the water, and there was a whole big thing again because this is in the mid 80s. You know, when the Reagans were trying to avoid the fact that this was ever happening, period. So Greg Louganis is on it, and also Edwin Moses has got his own box now from back in the 70s and also in 84. And then finally... a lot
of people came back because 84 was in Los Angeles, and they wanted to be... So people that were like semi-retired came back to win on home turf.
Gotcha. Well,
They didn't have to go so far.
And then also in, and I don't recall this one, but I'm not surprised. Janet Evans was also back in 88 and in 92. She had her couple of runs in the Olympics.
I feel like she's older, and I feel like she came back at 40. Like, I feel like she came back in like the 2008 Olympics at
one of
an
the
advanced
greatest
age.
women's distance swimmers in U.S. history. That's her.
I might be thinking of someone else who. The woman that came back after years. She was like 40 years old, and she competed again.
I vaguely remember that too. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was cool that Greg Louganis is finally getting his Wheaties box. I think it's well-deserved and long overdue.
And I saw him in the 76 Olympics, and because I think he and I are similar ages. No, he's got to be a little bit older. He's a little older than me, but I just remember thinking he was just the cutest
I met
him
15 to 18 years ago. He was here signing books. And my roommate at the time...
Greg Louganis is 56.
He's 50. Okay, so he's several years older than you.
Yeah.
But he was here in town signing... I forget the name of the...
I think he was 16 at the time, so they were selling him as being like very, very young to be in that. Go ahead.
Can't recall the name of the book. Was it called Off the Board?
jumping off, diving in, something.
There
like
was
that.
something, some analogy with that. But he was in town signing the book.
Breaking the surface.
Breaking the surface. That's it.
We were so close. So many metaphors, so
Jumping
many
off,
rocks.
Some of the letters were the same.
You know, it's people like you.
So anyway, he was in town, and my roommate at the
Dear
time
Google.
loved Greg Louganis, so I went and bought the book for him. Oh, excuse me, I take that back. He had bought the book, and I, without him knowing, took his book to the book signing and got an autograph for him and gave it to him. It's very cool. So I get to say that I actually shook hands with Greg Louganis, and very attractive man. Even now, he was in a commercial or something recently. All white hair.
Oh yeah, he's very handsome.
But still good looking kid. And I think Mario Lopez was perfect to play him in the movie.
Yeah, that was a little spank.
Also called
that was a little
Breaking the
spank.
Surface.
Yeah.
Oh, Toots was.
Excuse me, I'm going to take the laptop into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there's different photos online.
The Walking Dead season finale was this week, and it was a little bit of a disappointment, but the Spoiling Dead fans page on Facebook that like has people like photographing the thing and like points out spoilers and ruins some stuff. They got shut down by AMC, so I think that this whole like cliffhanger that they did was because
they need to move their hosting out of country.
Yeah, they didn't want a spoiler as to who gets killed. But when they went to the Talking Dead, the talk show afterwards for lonely people like me that watch it by themselves and need a support group, they were talking about how the guy that plays Daryl, Norman Reedus, has a show coming out this summer about him on motorcycles. And Chris Hardwick, the host of the show, goes, "Did that just come with dildos? Because you know women are..." She's like, "You know Aunt Sally's just taking her laptop into the bathroom to watch that one." And I just thought that was the best joke. I don't know. I was just so amused by that. I'm just going to take my laptop in the bathroom. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Oh, my
Very
God.
busy.
Did anybody happen to catch Melissa McCarthy, speaking of, we were talking about earlier, her do her lip sync battle with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show?
I've only seen like
it's on my
clips of
Facebook all day, and I haven't had time to.
I
sit down
wish
and
that
watch
I could have pulled it up to show you.
It would have been too much like living.
We will watch it after the show. But if you have not Googled Melissa McCarthy, the lip sync battle, watch the whole thing. It's like 8 minutes. Watch the whole thing because the build up to it is even better. But her finale, it is so fucking wonderful that what she does. She wins. She just dropped mic. She wins. It was fantastic. Beautifully done. And only how Melissa McCarthy can do it.
Yeah.
Over the top.
And I
very
really
funny
hope
stuff.
that Boss movie is as funny as Spy last summer.
Oh, I've still not seen Spy, but I want to see this movie too because I just love that character.
Yeah.
In the trailer, she throws a tennis ball at the man, like he's her husband.
Yeah.
And like hits him in the throat. Her throat punching gag is funny every time.
And just the gang fight between the Girl Scouts and the Sunshine Girls, whatever they're called, just fucking kills me. But Spy is so fucking funny.
She can do no wrong.
I think that's either on HBO or Showtime, or it's on one of those things where I'll just pop it in and fall asleep to it, giggling. Like it'll be like the Arrested Development, where I just fall asleep laughing. Like I'm just so delighted with the world that I doze off. Unbreakable.
They're alive, damn it.
That's coming back any minute. This month is Unbreakable, and
I have so much TV.
May
to watch.
6th is
much.
Frankie and Grace.
Oh, I saw a preview.
Grace and Frankie.
Sure.
Will and Grace. I don't know what that show's called.
Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. I saw that they did a whole preview thing, and it's funny shit is coming up.
And it turns out they have kind of a bitch of a contract. Jane Fonda's not allowed to do any other TV while she's on that. No guest starring roles. They were talking about the contracts and keeping them exclusive. And I was like, wow, it feels like Jeffrey Tambor's on every fucking show on TV.
Yeah,
not
but
just
he's
transparent.
But he's on Amazon.
Right, so that's what I'm saying.
And
so
that's Netflix.
so clearly Netflix has got some rules about being on
Netflix
shows.
is not fucking around. They are on top of shit. Because there's so much to watch. I have to finish House of Cards.
Have we not talked about that?
I know.
I haven't
my God.
watched it.
Ripped from the headlines.
Because I'm pretty sure. Well, you tried to talk about it last week, and I was like, "Don't fucking say anything." I haven't seen it. I've only watched 2 episodes, and absolutely, I could see it. Every show, every political fictional drama that I watch, and there's a few. They're all of them straight from the headlines. They've all got women president candidates, and there's all so much stuff.
But this is the stuff that we didn't know might really happen that they actually find a way to happen. So they explain a brokered convention to you.
What?
Because they have a brokered they have to go to a brokered convention. You know what I mean? Like,
so
they're like so right out of the fucking headlines. And
I have to watch. I have to.
It is Robin Wright Penn's year, like that. Like, and like I said, there's just some terrific roles for women on TV lately. And Robin Wright, she doesn't go by Penn anymore. She's dating someone else. Yeah. And she's not just doing her Macbeth thing anymore. Now she's just taking on a new color of evil. Now she's just Claire. Like, that's the new Lady Macbeth Claire. Shorthand. Like, that bitch, crazy, psycho, evil. And they all, and like, everybody fights back. Everybody's like, just in for the kill. But that's what I was gonna say. Kim Dickens is on that. She's on Fear the Walking Dead. And she's on some other TV show, so clearly she has a better contract than Jane Fonda because she can work wherever the fuck she wants. She's with Zombie. She's with the president. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. Kim Dickens. Look her up.
How did Jane Fonda get away with that?
I would think that they would encourage, and I'm sure there's a rule or a reason behind it. I would think they would encourage somebody to be on other things because it's a great cross promotion. Well, what else is Jane Fonda doing?
Yeah.
And they would find out she has a series. Like, I would think they would want them to do that.
But I guess at this point, if you're like, oh, who is this Jane Fonda? I'm intrigued.
Not being an entertainment contract attorney, I don't know.
Yeah. I just happened to read that as like part of her contract was she had to give up some role because at Netflix. Yeah, and I was like a non-compete. That's odd. That sounds like a Motown kind of contract.
I wonder if there's ever going to come a time with her because how old is she now? Late 70s? Is she even in her 80s? Anyway, because she to me is completely timeless.
Nearly instantly, she's 78.
78. Yeah. She's still timeless to me. Like she has not changed.
Timeless. Speaking of Hairspray,
she is the same to me. Her delivery. Everything about her is the same as if you go back to 9 to 5. And I'm like, at some point, are we not going to see that? Or is she one of those people that's going to go to the end, done, and there's none of that little...
She's just going to drop dead on set one day?
She played... I mean, that's just one of the characters that she that's like... But she goes back to the 70s with some great roles, like China Syndrome.
Oh, no, I get that. But I'm just saying, she is still so on point.
Oh yeah,
even in interviews, like when she's on a show and she was on James Corden, if I'm not mistaken, a few months ago, and still she is just on top of everything.
Oh yeah,
she looks fantastic. I realize she's had work done, but
she also invented exercising.
Right,
so.
right.
She's the Jack LaLanne with a vagina.
But you know what I'm saying is like sometimes you see actors and actresses, you're like, maybe they shouldn't do interviews anymore. Like. Yeah, we're kind of done.
Oh no, and she's always been one of my favorites.
Like, I love her. I love the sound of her voice. I like to listen to her talk. I like her stories.
1985, the morning after, her and Jeff Bridges as an aging, boozy Hollywood actress that like wakes up in bed with a dead man is just one of my favorite from those leading ladies movies from the 80s that usually had Jessica Lange or Glenn Close, but Jane Fonda got one in.
Oh,
had a girl.
Yeah, and it's just a great little thriller about this boozy actress who, has this incredible body because she's Jane Fonda, and they couldn't, they tried to make her look a little bit of a wreck, but then she puts on a gown and you're like, damn, bitch, you look good.
Was it Barbarella? Was that what her series in the 60s was? Mm-hmm. Or was that a movie?
It's where we get Duran Duran from. Duran Duran is a character in Barbarella.
Bingo. Not Duran Duran, the group, the name.
The name.
I understand.
Okay.
They weren't hatched right there.
Right then and there. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Bam, hatched.
So yes, and if you get on a webpage and Google all that's like on streaming on Netflix, streaming on Hulu, like they really up their game. It's kind of like they're hearing the bitches about like what the fuck are you people doing? They've really got some good stuff.
And then you also have to watch like network stuff. Like you got to get through Broad City, and you got to get through You, Me, and the Apocalypse, and you got to get through that 11/22 bullshit that I still haven't finished.
Broad City is so fucking fun. That's my Wednesday treat.
Yes, queen.
You kept saying that all weekend.
Yes.
Every time I hear her, yes. That's all I kept hearing Kat say.
That show is so.
Good night, Jenny. Thank you, honey.
It is so gross out humor, but oh my God, it's just ridiculously, stupidly, offensively funny. And that Hillary Clinton showed up. That Hillary Clinton went on there. Because that is not the show to go on. Like
no,
that show is like not politically any kind of correct. It's
not even like humanly correct.
Like the one episode starts with both of them in a split screen taking a shit at the same time.
Oh my God, that whole open was like them in the bathroom doing everything
and
gross,
trying to cover up the the turd hitting the toilet with some noise. And you're just like, why am I watching this and why can't I look away?
Why am I watching a split screen of two 20-something Jewish women taking a shit? Like, why am I still watching this?
Why am I laughing? And just thinking about it, I was laughing.
I got nothing. I got no comeback for this at all.
God.
Nothing.
Yes, Fear the Walking Dead starts Sunday night here. It must be Monday night. Oh, Nero, I might be coming your way soon.
No, I'm not sure what that means.
I just put that together.
I don't even know.
Did you have any other things that you wanted to share with us?
Well, I feel like we could talk about.
We have states.
We could talk about Mississippi.
Nobody's brought.
We could talk about Wisconsin. I kind of blew my wad early, so yeah, we'll just.
It happens. I've been on that date.
Okay. Never even got out of the car.
Yeah.
It's not often that I'm that date, but it's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's been a long.
So Mississippi's fantastic governor signed a law today allowing religious groups and private businesses to deny services to gay and transgender people, echoing attempts made in other states with varying levels of success. Following last year's Supreme Court ruling that effectively legalized gay marriage nationwide, saying he was protecting religious freedom.
Oh, of course he is.
Republican Governor Phil Bryant, send your hate mail to...
Yeah, Phil Bryant.
Does he have a website? I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he's on the Facebooks and everything.
Bigots for Bryant. We'll have it. That's what we'll call it.
Bigots for Bryant.com. Yes. He signed a bill without hesitation or fanfare just hours after it cleared its final legislative obstacle on Monday and before opponents could try and talk him out of it. In addition to opposition from gay rights activists, 2 leading state business associations and a number of large corporations in recent days had come out against the bill, which allows religious groups and some private businesses to refuse service to the LGBT community, which I incidentally could not say at all on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Every time I had to say LGBT community, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it came out as word salad.
Worst event to have that particular stuttering problem.
Now there is some. Oh, and I didn't. It's on my computer at home. There's some really shitty part to this law, that makes it so. Let me.
I just came up with this on my own. I think it made me laugh. No, here. Spelling of Mississippi. MISSISS IC bigotry IPPI.
Very nice. Nicely done. Well, it's got that blanket statement that I'm so concerned about that happens in so many places now, that the law also prohibits local communities from passing their own ordinances.
Yeah.
Like, that's the scary part to me. Like
this blanket little...
And Arizona's done some creative, crafty ones, too. You know,
one with the plastic bags.
The plastic bag one. That's exactly what I was going to talk about. Like, we have a ban on banning plastic bags.
Nobody else can ever talk about that.
We have to somehow find a way to get around the law that bans us from banning plastic bags. We have to find a way to repeal that law before we could ever get rid of plastic bags.
But how do you repeal it if you can't talk about it?
That's what I'm saying.
Are we just going to rename it?
Yeah. They're not plastic bags or hoo-has. But there's something really unsettling about and I'll have to
hang on, I'm scanning.
PayPal pulled out 400 or 700 jobs just today with this happening.
Was that in North Carolina or was that in Alabama?
I thought it was.
I think that was Alabama or Mississippi.
Mississippi.
I thought it was Mississippi.
Alabama's where the guy's cheating. Mississippi's where they're bigots. I get
right.
You know what I mean?
And,
I just get where
there's bigots
and
everywhere.
Georgia's where the governor vetoed the bill so that Coca-Cola and Delta wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
But I don't know what other big companies are based in Mississippi that might throw a stink about this.
PayPal was North Carolina. In North Carolina, an economic backlash broadened on Tuesday with PayPal announcing it had canceled a major expansion into the state.
And Stephen Schwartz, the composer of Godspell and Wicked, pulled any future productions of his shows being performed in North Carolina.
Very nice move.
Good. Hang on. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it.
It's all right. We got time.
Yeah, I know. Dead air is nice too.
Yeah, and you'll have to read through it, but there is the law in Alabama has not Alabama. I keep saying Alabama, and I mean Mississippi. Mississippi has a little extra something that is just horrifying because there's the thing about the bathrooms that they have to use the bathrooms that they were assigned to.
That's North Carolina.
And then there's another kickback to it where like you have to go prove something, or you have to take some kind of a test.
Now, North Carolina, that bill was written that you have to use the bathroom assigned to the gender on your birth certificate. So unless you've been able to amend your birth certificate, then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
But how really is somebody going to know that? Like we know a lot of trans gentlemen who have full beards and have they look more like a man than I do.
Pass very well, absolutely.
What is somebody going to go there and like birth certificate to get in the bathroom, please?
Yeah, and one of them. Right, but then that's what you're going to end up with.
But that's what you do end up with because then the manager of whatever establishment then calls the police. The cops come, they investigate, and then they're going to have to produce a birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be held until you can prove that you're not of the right gender to be in that bathroom. I mean, it's just craziness.
Asinine.
It's just shitty.
Oh, it really is, and it's one of those things that's so far out of our comfort zone. I think here because in downtown Phoenix, all these restaurants have like a unisex bathroom.
Right.
Like I just
did you even know that just the past few days, if we can Google this, the White House has its first all gender bathroom.
Good. Yeah, and
the White House just did it. And
the best part is people are going to be in a family bathroom.
Right.
Yes.
The one designated for children is
There's a sign from Kroger going around.
I saw that one too.
Did you see that one?
Fry's in Kroger grocery stores. But the one at the White House, when I saw the picture today, because there was an announcement on one of the websites on Facebook I saw, the first thing I thought of was, if one of these fucktards from the Republicans get in, they will go in and shut this down, make it, a janitor's closet again? I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how stupid. How stupid. Like, let's go back 200 years.
Yeah.
To just complete, uneducated, stupid shit.
God help us.
No inclusiveness.
Well, some of it's going to be harder than you think to undo, though.
Well, no, I hope it is. But like, that's the first thing I thought of was like, oh, there's something they're going to try to undo right there. So many other important things to worry about, but that's going to be their goal. Why? Because of this fictitious God that's in the sky that you all seem to think, is going to haunt you and kill you and make you go to hell.
Yeah.
On the bathroom note, I loved the Kroger sign though. And it reads, if you haven't seen it, it's been circulating my social media, but if you haven't seen it, it reads, we have a unisex bathroom because sometimes gender-specific toilets put others in uncomfortable situations. And since we have a lot of our friends coming to see us, we want to provide a place for our friends who are dads with daughters, moms with sons. Sharon and I have run into this kind of a lot. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? If we're at U.S. Airways Stadium, and I've got a 6 and a 4-year-old with me because that was a thing at one point. Yeah. Like, those boys are not going into the men's room by themselves. No, right. People can. And the ladies' room and small children is fairly, more open. Nobody's bitching.
There's your sign.
Yeah.
Continue on.
There's your sign.
There's your sign.
But moms with sons, parents with disabled children, those in the LGBTQ community. So hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
Adults with aging parents who may be mentally or physically disabled. It says, thank you for helping provide a safe environment for everyone. Like, there are other people affected by single gender bathrooms than you can think about. And like I said, Sharon and I have run into that a number of times. And I'm just ballsy and bitchy enough. Like, I will look at you. I've had many people, like, look me up and down and be like, oh, is this the women's room? And I'm like, do you need proof? Like, what do you need from me? Yeah. Lady, move along. Like, I don't fucking care about you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the North Carolina law prevents local governments from passing their own anti-discrimination measures, has elicited backlash from all angles. Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo banned all non-essential travel to the state over the so-called bathroom bill, which he called for Indiana. He's been very consistent. He called for it for Arizona. Mm-hmm. Corporations have denounced the law. The NBA has said it could impact the state's ability to host the 2017 All-Star game, and now even the Obama administration is weighing in. This is kind of breaking news. The Obama administration is considering whether North Carolina's new law on gay and transgendered rights makes the state ineligible for billions of dollars in federal aids for schools, highways, and housing. Officials said Friday. Cutting off funding or simply just the threat of doing so could force the state to repeal the law, but experts say taking such drastic measures is unlikely. Still, a number of federal agencies are currently reviewing the law. So people are looking for ways to, like, all right, you want to be bigots?
And that's about North Carolina.
Get your secession papers ready.
Yeah, well, if that's coming to North Carolina, that's coming to Mississippi too, because the Mississippi law would, for example, allow a church group to decline housing or adoption services to gay couples. A hotel could refuse to rent a ballroom for any same-sex marriage, and a jeweler could refuse to sell rings to a gay couple. It's the Oregon cake assholes all over again.
But the adoption one can't hold because the 50th state just caved on adoption this past week. I think Mississippi.
Yeah, because all states now you can
Mississippi,
adopt.
because
that was the Supreme Court ending up tied.
Tied, and you have to go back to the ruling. Yeah, so Scalia's dead.
Gays get stuff.
The gays.
Among government employees in Mississippi,
lost all its joy.
Individual clerks could refuse to issue marriage licenses. Judges could refuse to marry couples. In both cases, governments are supposed to take steps to make sure that the license and marriage are not impeded or delayed. That's a standing statute, although it was not clear how that would work if all clerks or judges in a county filed paperwork to opt out. It says that the bill does not limit any constitutionally protected rights or actions of any citizens of the state under federal or state laws.
Which is not why we now need, before free college, why don't we have like a federal law banning discrimination based on age, sex, sexual orientation, gender, religion. Like let's
LGBTQIAD.
Yeah, so these people can just move on and worry about things like lead pipes in cities.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's quit fucking around with this and do serious shit that affects people's health.
And Republicans are always, it's jobs, it's jobs, it's jobs, it's jobs, it's the economy, and then all they do is regulate bathrooms and uteruses.
And
like they don't do anything else.
And
like,
keep taxes low on themselves.
I'm like, where is this jobs bill that you all ran on? Like, when's that happening? Like, instead of like shutting down abortion clinics,
we gotta protect all the vaginas first.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we have a lot of people.
We gotta prosecute the women getting abortions.
But remember to call Indiana Governor Mike Pence.
Right, and tell her about your menstrual cycle.
And yet, what you're gonna do? Bury it or feed it?
I feel like I should just call him tomorrow. I mean, I'm not affected physically by this, but maybe I should just update him that somebody was in.
Is it a crime to collect a sample and mail it to him?
Ooh.
Oh no, I don't think that.
Or maybe
Dear Governor,
let's just take pictures of
Dear Katie. What was her name? Who was working the desk? Was it Katie or Kathy? What was her name?
Like that.
Something like that. Maybe we should just all take pictures of a pregnancy test, the plus or the minus, and we'll just flood his email with them.
That's fun too. No, I really think sending a sample like, Governor, can you tell me, is this like miscarriage?
Exactly.
Or
I have a feeling that there's some sort of.
Would you like the honor of burying it in Indiana? Yeah.
Right?
Would you like the honor?
Should I bury this or can I just flush it?
Yeah.
Hashtag bury or flush.
Yeah.
Hashtag sign waiting in Phoenix.
Yeah. I keep going back to her, but she did a wonderful segment on this very topic about how it's going to criminalize every single woman ever who has an unfortunate miscarriage. Just because that's just what nature does. Like it's criminalizing everybody. Like you've got to, she was doing this whole thing about having to.
Is this your girlfriend Maddow that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but one of the things she was talking about was even if that she said the law would even force nurses in hospitals, if the miscarriage was in a toilet, they would have to retrieve it for proof. Like it drills down that stupidly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on.
I really kind of want to start sending in samples.
I really want to shoot him in the head. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to abort him. We'll bury him.
Ooh.
There's still time.
Yeah.
To answer the chat room, James, James in the chat room asked regarding the Mississippi and North Carolina laws.
Oh, I'm sure.
What is the likelihood of another Kim Davis? No, this specifically allows for Kim Davis's shenanigans. Like this was written so that the next Kim Davis is 100% justified.
Yeah,
like,
and you
just
can't
has
sue
to
her or
file
do anything
paperwork and say, nope, not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Now, the only nice thing about things like this is, remember
you got to sign that piece of paper
all the time when all of these people keep saying they want to send us all the gays, they all need to go to an island, they all need to do this.
We already know there is an island.
No, right, but that's their idea. Oh. If we could just get all of these people to move to one state, because get the gays out, that's fine, get them out. They don't need to be in Mississippi anyway. Get them out.
They're all dying to get out of Mississippi.
And let everybody else move there. We at least know where they all were.
You can have Alaska. Oh, Alaska's pretty.
Alaska's pretty.
You can have Wyoming. Really I'll offer them Wyoming.
I've been to Jackson. I've driven through Mississippi once, way back, like 25 years ago. Oh. They can have it. It's very lush, very green.
And I found the Gulf Coast to be lovely.
I'd rather give them the South than the Mountain West.
And
I have a certain nostalgia for Wyoming.
I hate to give up a part of the nation to stupid people, but we got to pick somewhere.
I feel like the South is the
way to go,
because half of them are there anyway.
My drive along the Gulf Coast.
Already there.
It's not a big migration for a lot of people.
Just go next door to Susie's house. You'll be fine.
Honey, go
Susie and Mangina.
Go stay with Uncle Jimmy over in Mississippi. You'll be fine.
That's true. Very true that.
Oh, good. It's it's devastating to watch shit like this happen.
And then you keep adding to it. We've talked about this before, and I know we've talked about it since you've been here, but I remember back when, like almost 4 years ago when we started the show, we talked about it a lot. It was about how all of these poor, ignorant people keep drinking the Kool-Aid, for lack of a better term, and keep voting against things that will help them get out of the poverty and the horrible situations that they're in, and they're doing it all again. Like, they just keep doing it, and I don't get... what is the definition? Insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting a different outcome.
Over and over again.
It's not. It's not going to help you. You're going to remain in that little shitty shack in Mississippi, no money, but goddamn it, give me my food stamps. They want their food stamps, but they're just stupid.
Well, people got to eat. Like I'm not.
No, right, but
they
vote against it all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
and then they,
Everybody should work on their own and get themselves out of it. Oh, by the way, I need my stamps. Where's your truck? I ain't got no truck because I ain't got no job.
I mean, that really is how it goes down.
Oh, I'm well aware. I mean, being from Missouri, I'm well aware of these people. I know some of them. They're like that. I'm not trying to make fun of all people. People have situations they need help with, and I get that.
And feed the people, no matter how stupid
but when you vote against your own self-interest, that's the one that I'm hard. Like, it's gay Republicans. Like,
right.
Explain that to me again, because I still don't get it.
Right.
Yeah, and again, like you said, the uterus. How does Jim Bob, who lives in a shack, how is some woman in another area of the country, how is her not having a child going to affect his life? None, because he ain't going to get to screw her anyway. Guaranteed. Got to get more teeth, Jim Bob. All right. Is that the last? Did you have anything else that you were doing?
That's good. I'm good.
I want to do something selfish that I'm proud of that I wanted to share with everybody. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook or even on any of the pages that I'm affiliated with for the show or Q Talk, whichever, I just found out I was part of a group here in town called Teros, who does a lot of outreach for a lot of different people for different things, drug addiction, abuse, all kinds of substance abuse, different things. And one of their programs that I found out about was called Safe Out. It's something that they do annually. And last year they had, I think last year was the first, maybe it was the second year that they had done it. And they do billboards around town and literature, and they do different outreach programs all over the city, or the county actually, for this to educate people and to give people places where they can get information and so forth. I became affiliated with them earlier this year, and at the meeting that we all went to do this photo shoot, their photographer had canceled on them, and they took pictures. They did the best they could. They had a green screen on the wall, and they took pictures with an iPhone, but there was no real lighting. Like, the lighting wasn't the best, and I thought, well, if this is a funded program, I feel like they should do the best bang for their buck, and they should have better pictures. So they permitted me to get involved a little more deep than I was, and I hired Scotty Kirby, who is a local photographer who does a lot of amazing work with a lot of different drag queens, even RuPaul's Drag Race. He was flown to Texas earlier this year and had to do a photo shoot with a queen who oddly didn't have headshots. How are you a queen and don't have headshots? I don't know. Anywho, the billboards went up at the beginning of this month, and I didn't know about it until we were in the middle of our Pride weekend, and I didn't get to see them, but it is up, and I was very proud to see this is the first one that I am in with. That next to me is, you've seen him on the show, it's my roommate Michelangelo. That's just one of the shots. There is a series of these billboards coming out that'll be all over here in Central Phoenix, and the hashtag is BeSafeOut. The photography is done by ScottyKirby.com. It is it's just a way for them to let people in the community be seen on a billboard, so that people who see you out and about feel like they have a connection. And I know him, he's on the billboard, I can go talk to him. It's just their way of reaching out to people who otherwise might not know who to ask questions of, where to get help. So what I'm waiting for now is the literature, the handheld literature. They're going to give all of us that, so that if I'm somewhere, or any of us are somewhere, we can, Aaron, I caught your thing about it. Again, Ollie, tonight, no drinking in the show.
Yeah, see? We lived up to the billboard. We just said no.
But anyway, it was a
I tried to say yes.
Yeah, it's people like
a wonderful thing. Charlie's, the bar that we talk about all the time that I work at on Wednesday nights, they gave us the opportunity to use their dance floor so we could set up the backdrop and all the lighting, and everything was great. Scotty came in and did a wonderful job for us, all free of charge, and it was a great thing for all these people to be a part of, and I was thrilled to be a part of it too. And again, I got to be on a billboard, which I was also very happy about too.
Yeah, and when you showed me that picture the other day, I know I was kind of bleary-eyed and tired. I didn't realize you were standing next to Michael.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So I was like, well, again, so he's the mayor?
Yes.
Yep, mayor.
I had one of those moments.
No, but no, it was. But when you walk outside and you see yourself on a billboard and it's like that size, like that's big. It's
and
cool.
I also haven't been in my car for days. Where is this billboard?
This one is right here on 7th Avenue in Camelback. If you're heading north on.
Oh, okay.
And if you were going to turn into the back street for Charlie's, it's right above. You see it.
Oh, so it's right above where you're both.
It's
drinking.
right above where
That's
you're
good.
both drinking. Yes, exactly. Very much so. Yes, very much so.
All right,
so,
let's just call bullshit and get this over with.
We can do that.
Let's call it time of death on this
I don't
fucker.
have a bullshit. I really don't have a bullshit segment. Do you?
I'm gonna call bullshit on my recovery time. Why am I old enough that 2 days after an event, granted a tiring, long, energy sucking, you know what I mean, like an exhausting event, why is it 2 days later and I'm still not fit for polite company?
Because you're not 25.
That's not okay. I've convinced many.
You gotta ring them bells.
This cowbell ain't what she used to be either.
Listen, your friend at the end of Sunday night even believed I was 20-something.
My friend.
I don't know what that means.
You remember the annoying white guy that just kept
piece of shit. No. Jesus Christ. He would not go away
and loved me. And apparently
he was professing his love to you.
Professing his love to me
right.
repeatedly.
I forgot.
And apparently has known me for 25 years.
Beginning of time.
Since I was born. And apparently I was born a 25-year-old. I was just hatched. Like, it was this whole...
Oh, Jesus. Well, I think he was at the Stacy's last night because there was someone there that needed to be, like, cut off or taken to a basement somewhere. The one with the beard.
Oh, Truett Fuentes was there.
Oh, my God.
With Barbara. That's who Barbara showed up with. Truett Fuentes, Chris Wooten, and Barbara.
The first time I met Truett Fuentes,
I didn't know we were going to name names. Now I'm an asshole.
No, I've experienced some drunk Truett before.
Yes, he was a little handsy.
He gets a little handsy and a little like wants to be drunk and falling over. He got mad. Pick you up.
We had said it was Todd and I, and I had set a little 3-top up for you because you were joining us, and I'm like, well, I got a stool for Al and Todd, and we were all just sitting there. Well, then Barbara showed up. Well, they all decided that because then I got up to get a beverage. And they had decided to hijack all the bar stools. And I came up behind him like, how many stools at my table are you going to take? And he got pissed and went outside to the patio.
I was like, oh my God, there's going to be a rumble.
No, I was just like, if you wanted a table, you should have got here 10 minutes ago. I mean, for crying out loud.
But I mean, there was some healthy drinking that went on. But I have to say that the thing about this event is this is usually the first time of the year that we all go outside.
That we're all out in the sun.
Right, true.
Because it really wasn't that hot. It's just that sun is unrelenting.
Yeah. And there's no shade anywhere where you are.
It was only in the mid 80s, low 80s. Yeah. It was not warm at all. It was just that sun would just
to stand out there in it or to lay out there and to drink out there in it.
Yeah, and
it's tough.
Yeah, and it just beats you down. And it clearly, I mean, it burns you alive.
Every year.
Everyone I've interacted with in the last 48 hours knows that it beats you down.
That adds to the pain and suffering.
Does. Yeah, sure.
And especially if you're in the wheat field that they do that shit in, because it hasn't rained, so it's like all dry and tumbleweedy where they have the festival.
I named the condition, like I made a whole thing about
Hay Fever Central.
Yeah. Fairy fever is what I'm
fairy
calling
fever.
It is fairy fever. Yes,
it's the condition of inhaling too much fairy dust, and fairy dust is comprised of glitter, sweat,
axe,
booze,
axe,
AXE,
body axe. I get it.
And horrible desert dust, all just in a delicate balance. A very specific mixture that
with a little
inhale for 2
eau de
straight
toilette
days.
of some god awful perfume that's making the rounds this week.
A whiff of the porta potties.
Yeah, just a gentle, just a thimbleful.
Yeah, it's a thimbleful of urine. Smells like a whole truckload of shit.
Yeah, and when you breathe that for more than a day, then you have conditions.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's true.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
Bullshit. It was all of us together because we're all suffering.
My bullshit was the only bullshit.
That was enough for all of us. It really was.
You are alpha dog. We're all menstruating today.
You know what?
Tell Governor Pence.
I am the community.
It's true.
People like you.
Oh well. We may or may not be here next week. We haven't decided yet. We know Kat's out. We may just decide to take the week off. We're not 100% sure, but Please check back in and find out.
There's a chance that we might sleep between now and then.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, alrighty. Well, as we wrap up tonight's show, let's leave you with this parting thought. We might see you next Tuesday.